Hello, Pendergarth. Already in the chat. Look at you. How's it going? It's going well. Hopefully for you too. Don't mind me. Just caught in the middle of trying to brew this Lexi that we played last night down to Blitz. Blitz. Because that's kind of the idea today. We need to get a little bit ahead on actually caring about Blitz as a format. I've definitely been lazy about it. But we've got Worlds coming up, and it's pretty quick. It's coming up on the horizon here just, what, like 2 weeks away, basically? Is that what's up? Yeah, and that's pretty terrifying for someone who, I don't know, I really shouldn't be taking this event as casually as I feel like I have been. Like, for me, my real try-hard moment was Nats, and it was only okay. So now we're just back to just enjoying Fab for what it is. You have a Blitz Armory on Friday. We usually play CC, so maybe looking for some inspiration as well. Okay, yeah. Well, if you're in an area that doesn't normally play Blitz, it can be kind of hectic. A lot of people just port over their ideas that they think work well in CC, but Blitz can be a very different beast. It's very much like a one mistake costs you the game, or maybe you didn't even have a chance to make that one mistake because the game was just over anyway. But can't be too harsh on it. I just want to play a deck that absolutely rolls Chane. I don't want to ever lose to Chane. 0% ever again. And then it needs to beat Oldhim and Iyslander pretty consistently. Obviously, everyone's looking for that deck. Everyone's looking for that deck. Can Control Levia do it? I actually think Control Levia is pretty nice. But we're going to try some other things that are in that same vein. Because, you know, if I lose to other random decks, so be it. You can't build a deck that beats everything. But those are the three that I really want to target. I'm starting to go full tryhard mode and start a team marathon, force myself to play at least 10cc Blitz a day. 10cc and 10 Blitz a day? Mono, that's intense. That is intense. That's more than I've ever done. I'll probably get in like 10 games on a good day. And then some days you just need a break. But if I'm in the mindset, I'm not playing like one game, you know. We're going hard. We're going hard. I mean, you rock the Nats. Just really bad luck with the draft. No, I can't blame it on luck. I have to blame the draft on inexperience. I was way too afraid to be the Iyslander that pivoted, and then apparently everyone at the table was too afraid to be the Iyslander that pivoted, and we all suffered for it. So that was my bad. I could have been more confident in the draft. I could have known when to pivot better, and then I would have ended up not in the same pool as the other 4 Icelanders in that freaking pod. But yeah, different. We're over that. We're over that. It's not going to happen again at Worlds. I'm just going to probably Force Fire, Dromai, just forget about Iyslander. I'm not going to do it. Can't be me. I can't do that again. It was miserable. Gotta say, the more games I play, the more nervous you are. Oh, why? Are the wins not coming? Man, I mean, that would make me nervous too. If I was playing Levia and just like did nothing but lose, that would scare me. Luckily, that's not the world we're living in. Levia's doing pretty good. Reinar time? Yeah, Reinar's pretty okay. I enjoy him enough in Blitz, but if I'm going to play him in Blitz, I'd rather play Levia in Blitz. They're very similar in that they're both just a little bit high rolly. Like, first 3 hands can just win the game type of decks. Levia won't do it through intims, but she'll do it through dominates. But it's pretty similar. Pretty similar. Having a stream as a replay to contemplate on the plays helps myself improve. Oh, are you streaming, Dihimona? Do you have a channel out there? Are you part of, like, I don't know, what's some of the other streamers right now? Like Card Advantage, they're streaming. I've seen some of their stuff. A friend of mine played in the pre-qualifiers for German Nats, small 30-man tourney, the day before the last 4 spots. Ended up 4th and had to play draft the day after with a grand total of 1 draft ever. Yeah, I mean, at Worlds, people should be more in tune with their draft skills than that. I mean, I'm definitely behind. Like, there's no question. My draft game is super weak. I just don't get to play it ever. I don't even have the money to dump on boxes to even like try to jam it with friends. There is this whole draft fab. I haven't explored that yet, but that's probably what we need to start doing in like the week or two before. Just really grind it. Really, really grind it. Just a personal small stream. It's in Chinese. Oh, how? That's cool. Is it on Twitch or YouTube? He was panic texting me the night before. How do I play draft? Never done it. Force Fi? Yeah, Force Fi. You're playing Dash and somehow losing against all the old hymns. Makes you really nervous. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, okay, but there's this whole deal where the old hymns now... I mean, old hymn is an aggro deck right now. Like, pretty legitimately. If they're going to switch to Fatigue, it's probably because at a certain moment they realized aggro wouldn't win them the game anymore. But they're not going into every game just trying to fatigue you right now. I don't think it's just not the right strat for Oldhim. And you know, Oldhim's being built more aggro. That is just scarier for Dash. I mean, Dash should also beat Bravo, but the games you lose against Bravo are when Bravo just has a really great aggro opener, and Oldhim can do that exact same thing. So it's rough. It should be a good matchup, but only if they slow down. And right now, Guardians are not slowing down. Yeah, for Worlds, need to know what I'm doing. I mean, the deal, though, is at Worlds, the draft itself is 6 rounds. It's pretty significant. That's the scary part, honestly, is the fact that it's not just one draft. We'll have to play 2 drafts, and if the first one bombs, you just don't really get much redemption, right? I mean, I would still play. I wouldn't drop. But it's that first draft that's infinitely scarier than the second. Just because there is someone in each pod that goes 0-3. And when they seed pods, they're going to do it based on standing. And so the top 8 players at that current moment going to draft are then forced into a pod of 8 together. Because it doesn't start with draft, it's going to be the second portion. So someone who did amazing in CC, one of the best players in the room so far, is going to go 0-3 in that draft pod. And that's going to be the same, like trickling all the way down for each draft pod, right? That's just terrifying to me. I hate that feeling that it could be me, no matter where I am. It was me at Nats. It was me at Nats. But it just, the reality is it happens to one person every pod. So just get over that hurdle. You know, no one's immune to it. Whatever. Okay. As far as Blitz goes, let's just try this very half-concocted. Make sure those games are real. Let's try this very half-concocted version of the Coronet Lexi. Oh, this will be cool. If I can't beat Chane, then this deck is garbage. But I do want to try it. Oh yeah, no sideboarding really. I'm not flesh out on the equipment here. Sure. Yeah, Chane really wants to go first, so we're going to take that away from him, for sure. Would it be a strat to force Droma or Iyslander if players are banking to force Fi to have a safe first draft? Probably too risky. You never know. You never know how many people are in the boat of, yes, I'm going to force Fi. Not everyone believes in it. A lot of people do, a lot of people don't. Huh, okay, well, I can't force a dominate on this, so I might as well just save this buff hand, Arsenal the Winter's Bite, and hope to draw an arrow in the next 2 cards. If I don't, obviously that's a catastrophe. It is a catastrophe if I don't draw an arrow in the next 2 cards. But without a dominate, I don't know, I could catch him if it's like 3/2 blocks, right? Then even pumping it to 7 is worth it. Because then it does take his whole hand. Alright, we'll use one of our pumps. The Icequake is the more persistent one. Well, right now that's 7. We'd make it 10. Alright, whatever. Maybe there's like some Art of Wars in there. Maybe it's a no-block hand, maybe it sacks equipment. We'll just go as tall as we can. Maybe. Maybe. Could be all 2 blocks. I would never force Iyslander, though. It is the riskiest one to just force from pick 1. Oh. Okay, well, he full blocks, but I don't mind taking that Soul Reaping. That is fine with me. Red plunder on 2. Really not so bad. We just can't whiff an arrow next turn, please. Alright, we whiffed the arrow. Okay. Well, this was a fun game. I'm glad I played one turn. It was nice. It was great. Really wish draft showed win ratios per hero instead of amount drafted. Lots of Iyslander in the 03 spot, it seemed. Yeah, mostly because Iyslander is the one that spreads out the least. Like, there's only going to be 1 or 2 good Iyslander decks available to build on that table. So if there's ever a third, it's not just like, oh, that one Iyslander's in a bad spot. That third person probably screwed over the other 2 Iyslanders too. So it's the most delicate one to balance at the table. You would really need a lot of players who knew what they were doing to not mess up the amount of Iyslander you get. Because even a little bit off, 1 extra Iyslander than you're supposed to is going to nuke the quality of the Iyslander decks at the table. It's really rough. That's what happened to me. Okay, well, this blocks for 2. This blocks for 2. We can't even use them because we don't have an arrow. The best thing we could do on this hand is just reveal the Frostbite, play Channel Lake, and just hope that slows them down. So, I guess we're blocking 4 this turn. Lovely. Uh-huh. Cool. All right. Cool. We only took 8. Yeah, we only took 8. No big deal. Shrugging it off. No worries. In all honesty, it really could have been worse than that. Alright, I hope this actually slows them down. Will it? Probably not. If I play out the Winter's Bite, maybe that could do it. It taxes 1 resource. I probably should play it. There's no reason not to. We really need this turn to not suck for us. Really not a fan of limited formats in Fab. Really think it's not Fab's strongest suite? A lot of people would question that. Fab is built as if it should be amazing. Amazing for limited play. I've had a couple moments like in Tales of Aria draft that were the best draft experience I've ever had. It was fantastic. I didn't play anything before that, so I don't know. But a lot of people say that like Welcome to Wraith was a great one too. But I really don't enjoy Uprising. I feel like the counts at the table are just... yeah, it's a very delicate balance. And at least in some of these events so far, not everyone is keen enough on draft to make the draft go well for everybody. A lot of people's drafts are just like a little sideways. It's either like 6 5s or it's like 4 Icelanders or, you know, the perfect split of like 4 5, 2 Dromai, 2 Iyslander. It's a rarity. But good players can make it. Good players can make it look good. But I'm not one of those insanely good draft players. I just don't get enough practice. So I can't really speak for the highs of Uprising draft. To me, it's been a lot of lows. Okay. So, did they play a non-attack yet this turn? They did not. So if they swing, it would just be a Rosetta. Okay, well, we're going to play out the Winter's Bite. We're going to Tunic for the 3 of a kind, and we will end up shooting the Frostlock. Most likely here. So I don't need the Cold Wave. No, maybe... I guess I do want to stick the channel, actually. So maybe we're not playing the Winter's Bite. We'll pitch that for the Frostlock with Death Dealer first. We still can block with this, though. Yeah, he's definitely got enough equipment that we can't really come back. You know, hit effects need to actually hit. And Chane has a little bit too much equipment, so it won't quite work out. But we can pretend. Maybe we buff it tall enough. Maybe. Drawing a red here, useless. This also, like... I mean, it can't do anything here. All we can do is dump into Shock Charmers and keep Channel Lake. That's so sad. We can't play any of this. Okay, and we need to pitch the Pulse into Shock. Not the greatest. Oh, sad. Okay, sure, we fuse it. Woohoo! 4 damage. 4 damage. Let's go. Okay, Lexi. Not quite it. Running into Ranger issues. Drew a no arrow hand. Turn 2. Not okay. Not okay. And what do you do when your opponent has this much armor anyway? You're supposed to be a deck that actually hurts aggro, but it's a bit too much, isn't it? A bit too much. Alright. I mean, it doesn't hit, of course, but we're trying to stick channels all. Arsenal Electrify. Woohoo! There's too many 2 blocks in the deck to try to fatigue either. So against Chane, you'd actually have to attack. Because almost all the elemental cards, other than Channel Lake, are 2 blocks. And a lot of the ranger ones too, like Reed and 3 of a Kind, Seek. So yeah, no shot to actually fatigue. You have to try to land damage. Is it happening? Not really. You know, it gets a lot worse when they run Belittle anyway and just pull Minnowism to shrug off your channel. So, not looking good, is it? They're probably going to win this game at a clean 20. Mm-hmm. WTR was a great draft set. I prefer 4 hero sets for draft. Oh, that's actually super fair, Ian. I've never really played, never put a lot of time into one of the 4 hero draft formats. Didn't play Monarch. It came after. So for me, it's just been Tales of Aria and Uprising. And I still have, like, more positive thoughts on draft than negative. Like, truly, it can be great. But maybe what's been missing for most of us is that 4 hero feel. For sure. They might go back to it for next set. They've been, you know, going a bit sideways with how the drafts function. There's the Draconic balance with Ice is pretty unique, and some people really love it. I really liked the elements in Tales of Aria. I thought that was a great way to play draft. Nope, it's okay. We don't need to use those right now. Okay, well, we can Tunic for the Electrify, draw, hope to draw a yellow, and then we Death Dealer, Chilling with that yellow. That way we can still save HP with blocking here. Sure. Sure, why not? Save HP. If we don't draw a yellow, then, you know, game's pretty much over anyway, but I don't want to just die. Okay, so it's actually just 2 here. This is fine. We're taking it. Pick up Dashig and T-Bone Creepers. Or you just pick up Fatigue Levia, or Control Levia rather, and just win because you fatigue out the chain. That's a fun one. I quite enjoy when that happens. Hey, we drew the yellow. Beautiful. Alright, did we draw a new ice card? We don't. So we can't just... Man, that sucks. We can't play out the Weave Ice Fuse. That would have been the best case scenario. But what we can do, funny enough, is actually Cornet Peak with this blue. We can do that. Right now, this is only coming in for 5. They're just going to block with armor anyway. I think I'd rather take it taller. We're going to get the disruption effect out of the Frostlock anyway. So here we go. Just 8. Whatever. They probably think there's no more disruption coming, but then we hit him with the Cornet Peak. That's some good stonks. Aggro Dash and Blitz is amazing. I'll take that matchup any day with Control Levia. That's what I want to see. I want to see just dumb aggro. And then Control Levia will beat it. In fact, I'm pretty convinced I'm just going to play that version of the deck. I just wanted to give Lexi a shot. But this is looking incredibly rough. Now, the good news is we won't lose 20-0. We did land 2 damage. I don't even know from what. I think it was it just Blood Debt? Hey, nice. Nice. Haha, check this out. Bet you didn't see that coming, did you, Chane? Crazy. I mean, with T-Bone, they can keep blocking with grass so they don't want to give you anything. Yes, however, you can, if at some point, force their armor on like a combustible courier turn and then end up with T-Bone on the back after like one other armor piece is gone, you can eat creepers pretty easily. It has to line up like that, but there are some hit effects in Dash that the Chane will want to use armor for. Okay, we drew a yellow arrow. Not going to win us the game, but we can pretend. Here's the deal, though. 4 Blood Debt. Maybe now we pivot. Now we pivot. Now we fatigue him out. Oh, no. It's not going to work. Oh, playing Lexi Blitz? Yeah, it's awful. It's, we had that Ranger hand where you just don't draw an arrow, and the game was pretty much instantly over. Yeah, it's unfortunate. We also didn't hit the high roll of having a dominate on turn 1. Also unfortunate. Okay. Well, best thing we can pretend happens is we get to Blizzard Bolt and draw into an ice card. So with that, we are free to block with just 2 cards here. And they only block for 2. You like the no fuse super aggro Lexi, but Lexi blocks so bad it hurts. Yeah, we're definitely living that life. We definitely are. This will be our pivot, though, I believe. Only thing left is their Rosetta Swing. We can sack Shock Charmers. We survive. We throw back our disgusting hand. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Did you try out Shiver over Death Dealer? No, this is all based on the stream last night. We did Coronet Peak Ice Lexi to 3-0. It's quite nice. And I don't play Lexi at all to even worry about other builds of her. All right, we are going to do this because if I go to 2 right now, then any Rosetta is actual death. So this does buy us another turn. Okay, here we go. Draw an ice? Oh, we didn't draw an ice. All right, rough. We have 0 threat. Cool. We landed 4. Oh, yeah. At least now we can block 9. Now we have a hand that blocks. So now we can pivot to the fatigue strat. Check it out. It's going to work. They definitely won't just, like, draw Revel, right? They won't draw Revel. Come on. It's not possible. No, but this is pretty good depiction of why I really wouldn't want to play Lexi in Blitz. She's supposed to tax aggro decks hard enough, close out games through just slowing them down, push dominates, hit effect every turn. But what do you do when you face Chane, which is pretty much the premier aggro deck right now? The armor suite is way too insane to beat. Way too insane. You cannot. Oh, they've got another source to go again. Into the Rosetta. Cool. Yeah, this one's over. Let me know when you want the Prism list to go 5-0 at Worlds. I will not play Prism. I will never touch Illusionist. It is the one class Oh, that's not fair. I actually quite like Dromai. Prism in particular. GG. GG. Prism in particular is the one hero I really have no interest in whatsoever. I hate Spectra. Spectra is, no bueno. No bueno. It's just a point of zero interaction for a lot of decks. And for Brute, it makes you hate your life because you have to just depend on a die roll to decide whether the game is won or lost. Meanwhile, the Prism just does nothing different. They sit there, they drop their auras, and they don't sweat at all. But then as the Brute player, you have to hope and pray. And when you hit on all the double action points, the Prism flips. They think it's unfair. But whenever you don't, you flip because it feels hopeless. Like, it's just, where's the fun in that matchup? It is awful. It is just disgusting. 0% fun. Okay, well, that was that. Really not keen to try it again. Let's go back. I really want to see the control Levia do some work here. It treated me nice before. Dash? Okay, hi. Cool, we're ready. Stream... Loss reported. There we go. Prism versus Brute is a contest to see who can dunk on the other harder. Yep. And the unfortunate part is your hand is forced in that matchup when Prism just opens double aura the way they do once those blue auras came out. Just before that happened, before that was part of the game, you didn't really have to roll scabs all the time. You just had to roll scabs on basically an Arclight turn. And that was okay, because you'd probably have your gamblers up and you were fine with that. But as soon as Prism got the Everfest auras and just became like a 2 aura per turn deck, you couldn't ignore them anymore. You couldn't. You had to legitimately try to throw face clear aura, throw face clear aura. That's the only way you really won. As a Brute. Plasma Bear, are they shooting or they're loading it? I think they're just loading it, right? This has counters, right? Yes. Yes, it does. Interesting. I don't mind just getting rid of the Oasis right now. I could try to dig for a pummel to start the game. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, honestly, let me get this Oasis out of here. I'm going to target the weapon. If they actually do turn and throw face, yes, it's actually a bit of a punish. So this is actually, holy crap, this is super wrong. This gun had go again. Oh, I can get super punished. Yeah, it doesn't just load it and not have go again. All right, this was just super wrong. Oh well, oops. Oops. The counter has go again. All right, take this back. Do I even get to... It's not even letting me click on anything. What happened? Wait. So I played Oasis Respite. It didn't even let me click what Oasis did. What the heck? Wait. Oasis Respite was targeted. What? What happened to this prevention? It didn't ever let me choose the weapon. Oasis didn't get to target. Did it choose weapon? That is odd. Also, I mean, this was just completely wrong anyway, though. This was just completely wrong anyway. But it is funky. I guess we'll see. Does it think it's just floating in the air? No, I did take one. Huh. I don't know what happened. It's a bug where Oasis can target itself? Oh, well, that's no fun. Yo, this is not okay. Okay, well, this doesn't have go again, actually, so they're not going to shoot with the weapon anyway. Okay. Well, we wasted 3 HP for no reason. But we also learned that there's an Oasis bug. Interesting. Well, we can throw CNC with a pummel. They don't have an arsenal, but it does neg them a card. That's fine. Right now I'm running one yellow Oasis. Mostly just to try it. I like it against Chane a lot, although that matchup is pretty okay. But as a yellow, in any other matchup, it's just your pitch card into your club. So it kind of works in that direction as well. And it can work with Tunic Up. So even though it's a little odd at yellow, it's because in Blitz you don't get to sideboard, right? So there needs to be a bit of flexibility in adding a card like Oasis, and the red just has zero flexibility. So, but so far, all it did was bait me. So it can't be that good. Hey, Marios. Hello, hello. Did you watch that other VOD? You were trying to figure out if you're going to stay up late or not. Run Bonehead for the RNG Oasis. Yeah, at that point, you're right. What, I'm pretending yellow Oasis is just going to prevent 4, basically? Well, sheesh. Bonehead can prevent 6. Okay, at this point... we'd prefer to arsenal the yellow pummel, but we don't really need to arsenal anything. We don't really need to arsenal anything. But we can give this up. We're saving HP anyway. It's not a big deal. Overblast? Okay, I mean, for a aggro dash, they're really not dealing that much damage yet. This is fine. This is fine. In fact, at this point, what would I prefer? The pummel and arsenal is better for crown. I could also swing it back to deal 4, but our win con is fatigue. But then again, we're actually kind of ahead on life. I will swing the extra 4 here. You never know. It could also come up where we deal 4. They go to 8. We deal 4. They go to 4. We deal 4. They block with equipment. And then we kill them with Reckless. Could also happen. If their trades are not very good, then we'll actually keep cards to swing romping again and again. So if that comes up, why not? We played last night. It was exhausting for me to sleep all day so that I can manage the flight back to the UK. Watch the VOD. I don't really think that's what happened in that game. Come on. That was a fair game. The one WTF moment was when you had triple blue on like the hand that would have taxed you to death otherwise. That was the one BS moment. Okay, wow. Now we really want to keep the sand because we can swing big pummel to potentially kill off the Findles. So we'll try. Oop. All right, this is actually... Man, this is rough. We really wanted to be able to keep this. We really wanted to be able to keep swing big pummel this rounds, but there's no way we just give +3. It's just not feasible. So we will block the full 8. Dang, they had to have the combustible. Unfortunate. Anything else, we just pretty much eat this turn with the That'll You Got in the crown. One plus the number of times. Okay. We can take this. And then a yellow zipper. Sure, we can That'll You Got. We don't draw a card here. So then it actually becomes more interesting. We can either block this straight 3 or put this in Arsenal. Because at that point we'll save 2 plus redraw us a card, which we can put in Arsenal for Crown. I think we're actually going to take that. Plasma Barrel is how big though? 4? Ooh. We can't really go to 2. I guess we can. We can pretend. We can pretend. Wow, that went up to 4. That's pretty impressive. Okay, well. Yep, that turn 1 leaking 3 life was very, very bad. Not worth it at all. That's okay. We do have a bunch of defense reactions in the deck. We might find them. We might stabilize. Never quite sure, though. What's the news from the world's Blitz deck exploration? No idea. We already punted this game, so we can't quite count it towards the relevance of Control Levia. Lexi didn't feel great. We had a Ranger moment where we drew no arrows. And regardless, I'm trying to play a deck that would never lose a Chane. If I lose a Chane again, I am going to tilt out of my mind in this game. I really can't stand that deck. So, no. Losing to Chane, really just don't want it to happen. Don't want it to happen. And Lexi really can't beat that armor suite regardless, I'm pretty sure. Okay, well, we didn't draw a defense react to make this block pretty clean. It's unfortunate. But they also didn't set up this Teklo Pounder. So we actually could potentially fatigue them out. The double Teklo is the scary part. They banish a Teklo core as well. With some other good reds? Okay. Maybe it's coming together. So, I think we are going to block like this to get the Reckless out. The Reckless doesn't block, of course. Now we draw a Sync. Okay. It's fine. Play traditional Arcane Iyslander, they never lose a Chane. I don't hate Iyslander. That could be something to explore. I mean, if Brendan Patrick can just wake up late, go ahead, pick up an Iyslander deck he's never played before, and win one of those PTI events, it can't be that hard. But he is a wizard player, so he definitely had some skills convert, I'm sure. These are both fine to keep. Valda is your anti-chain deck. I assume it's just because you fatigue them out, right? Or are you actually trying to pivot when they do things like draw with Art of Wars, swing back with like a Spinal? I'm sure you probably mix both strats, but okay, do we leak the 1? Then we're at, you know, almost death for the rest of the game. If we block fully, we don't get to swing Club. Club is really not the worst thing to keep returning, though. Because if we ever get a chance to swing Club even one more time, that's the Reckless spot I'm talking about. We also should have used the Goliath early. We won't get another shot to do it. It's okay. Man, we're rusty. We're rusty at Control Levia. It's been a long time. Been a long time. Surely Yoji is the new Fatigue Blitz hero, because he starts at 22. Yeah, and he's got access to the whole Draconic suite. Or not Draconic, Guardian suite, so his equipment is already insane. You're looking at Tech Plate, looking at Crater Fist, maybe new Guardian boots, who knows? You're looking at Skullcap or Crown. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of armor, just regardless. Regardless of if he gets his own unique card pool. It's a beefy boy. Beefy boy. Okay, they do block with a card. This is also fine for me. I don't mind them doing this. Brendan just dodged you in top 4. Oh, Matthew, you were in top 4? What'd you even play? Were you on Prism? You must be, because that's got to be a good matchup for you, right? Prism to Iyslander sounds pretty unfair. Oh yeah, I'm gonna run Singed into... Oh, never mind. Alright, is there an actual world where we stabilize? We have double Sigil in the deck, you know? They're taking an off turn to even block and... Okay. They took an off turn to even just load the Plasma Barrel. I'm just waiting for that all you got to actually be relevant. Whoa. Alright, this is actually a really fantastic hand to have into what they just did. Because we're card efficient by playing the Sigil out. Which we should have waited to do, to be fair. But it doesn't matter. Come in for 7. Stabilization. It's happening. Even with a horrible punt turn 1. Nice. The other good news is we've only seen 1 defense react so far, so we've got another 3 in the deck. That's a pretty big deal. They're going to block really well coming through this next cycle. We've also already seen 4 pummels out of the deck, which are our 2 blocks. So we've got 2 more pummels. We've got 1 more race face as the only 2 blocks left in the deck. We know our Reckless is at the very bottom still, so we're not scared of really drawing that to clunk us up. Not bad. I don't hate this spot. I don't hate it. They're legitimately blocking down with cards too. They're getting to 14. Cool. I think we might win. Yeah, I was the Prism, got scanned by Yuanji in top 4 because it didn't have a single turn of double aura. Wow. Man, it was quite the club up there in top 4, sounds like. Yuanji, Brendan, you. Insane. All right, here we go. A full hand of very good blocks. Even a CNC if we get to keep anything. Which we might, because that all you got, even if it draws a red, we'll get to Tunic. And then pitch the red for CNC. So we'll try to not block with this card, right? That will be the goal. They boosted a max velocity. I really like to see that. I really doubt they're going to get another max velocity off unless they are truly keeping 4 cards with Arsenal. And even then, they'd have to get pretty lucky because they don't have like a Tekla core in play. So, not bad. Yeah, they don't know Reckless is at the bottom. Also true. Good point. That was hidden information. This deck can't beat Prism. Yes, you can beat Prism. The way you beat Prism is exactly like you do in CC. You truly fatigue them. You roll Gamblers and Scabs, you take double Mandible Claws, and just clear every single aura. And hope you win. Your Scabs have to treat you nice. They do. I mean, there's no lie there. Like, if they don't treat you nice, you won't win. But you can just fatigue out every single aura. Legitimately. That's it. It's your only shot. But it can happen. Yeah, top is fine. It's a 3 block. We're fine with that. But yeah, the sideboard has double claws. Legitimately, you take double claws just for Prism. And then you take Claw Arcane Lantern for Chane. To sit out the Rosetta. Oh, Cam froze. Thank you. There we go. There we go. Thank you. It's actually a new camera. It probably looks very similar to the old one. Oh. Well, this is odd. Okay. Not exactly what we wanted to do, but we will return 4. Sure. Man, I really, really wanted to play the CNC there with Goliath. I was really hoping they'd come in with the Plasma for 3, or for 2, I guess, for that all you got. No, it would have been 3, right? Because they boosted twice. How's this read? 1 plus the times you have boosted. Oh, so yeah, it would have been 3. So that all you got wouldn't have actually drawn from it. That's rough. That's what I thought was going to happen. But it's okay. It's okay. They high-speed impact. We have the D-react to cover it. Pretty nice. They boost another red. Amazing. This is going well for us. Yep, I can stay on top. It's a 3 block. Why no Bone Basher? Only because Iyslander exists. It's very sad. It's very sad. I would love to play Bone Basher. But legitimately, because bad Icelanders exist that could make you discard before you swing Club, Club is now better. It's the unfortunate reality. They banished another 2 blues. I mean, these are pretty decent blues. They let you go pretty wide for low cost. How about homebrewing a Cavdine list with Wounded Bulls and Fighting Spirits? Perhaps the darkest of horses for Worlds? Well, I already think I'm probably going to be the only Levia in Blitz. So I don't see why I would then want to give up being the only Levia to be the only Cavdine. Unfortunately, I'll leave that for someone else. I'll let someone else take that mantle. But my goal at Worlds is to just play Levia in both formats and do decent. It's a bit of a waste because in a sense, it's like punting the biggest championship Flesh and Blood's ever seen. Because Levia just She's great. I love her. But as you'll see in this Tarot game in the Goliath Gauntlet, she has her issues that you just can't do anything about. And it's unfortunate. I felt really good about that game. But you'll see. There are just Levia things that can go on that are not fun. Man, Sigil is actually so good in these kind of spots. Wow, yep, and we even get to be card efficient here. So we get to play at the Sigil and return club. And club's like legitimately lethal now. Alright, we've totally got this game on lock. Nuts. We were at 1 for a certain point of the game. And now look at us. Gamers. Just take Datadol. Oh, what's up, Nervash? You're here? Dude, I hope you didn't see that turn 0. That turn 0 was awful. Wow. GG's. Alright, there you go. We even absolutely threw this game. But doesn't matter. Fatigue Levia, a bit too strong, I guess. I want to play that again. Woohoo! Ooh, this will be good. This matchup is very tricky. Very tricky. I assume in Blitz it can be even more high rolly than in CC. In CC, this was a manageable matchup. In Blitz, I'm sure it can feel a lot more like the game just gets away from you. Oh, actually, speaking of, in Blitz, it's probably more relevant to take Nilrune Gloves because of the Revels. Oh well. Okay, here's the cool part. When you go first like this, and you play Barraging Beatdown, or not Barraging Beatdown, when you play the This Round's on Me, it's basically a free -1 for your turn. Because right now, I could go ahead... if we swing big, they just get the Quicken for no reason. So I think all we do is throw the CNC instead. It's less damage, it's no hit effect, but we also want to keep the swing big for when we draw into Pummel on Tunic 3. Ooh, that's a tough call though. Fate Foreseen in Arsenal is also really good. I think I'm going to prefer to keep the Fate Foreseen in Arsenal. Yeah, so now we throw 6 damage, and they can take it if they want to keep a 5-card hand, but they just got hit by -1 from the This Round's on Me, so they probably blocked down, and then the card draw did nothing. And we just go into our turn with them having -1. It's not bad. Sigil helped the turn 0 punt. Hard agree. Yeah, Ian's got us on the Brute Squad here. He's running Levia for CC, Rhinar for Blitz. That is... I love that you locked that in. Ian, hit me up about locking some Blitz stuff. Perhaps I do just move over to Rhinar. I definitely trust you with the spice. But I want to play this deck. I do. It's the more unexpected deck, for sure. Okay, so at this point, we're going to look to cycle out the Fate Foreseen, put the Pummel in Arsenal, draw into a blue plus a 2 cost in our next hand for the Tunic turn, and that would be fantastic. Now, Fate Foreseen actually isn't the highest value here, because they're at -1, so it probably won't... Oh, this is different. It's coming in for 5. So we're just going to block Barraging and Pummel. It's kind of funny. CNC for 5. Yeah, double Sigil turn 2. Also looking pretty good. Yeah, so unfortunately we do need to get rid of the red Pummel there. It's okay. Just going to play these now. Shortcut a bit. He was going to Arsenal that no matter... Or they were going to Arsenal that no matter what anyway, so it doesn't matter if I show the card. Let's just get this game going. Pass. Okay, so we do actually have a Pummel plus an attack, plus our blue, plus some defense reactions to shore up our defense. This is not the biggest combination of cards, though. This is a pack hunt, no real hit effect, no real damage, and this is just a blue Pummel. But we do really want to play on curve in this matchup. Okay, well, it looks like they double hit on Sonata. That's great to see. They hit a yellow snatch and a red snatch. Nice, good for them. Good for them. Props. It's really probably not even worth keeping this. It's a lot of HP to tank. So I think instead we're just going to use this for block, perhaps. Use this to swing club. Maybe Arsenal the blue pummel and at least have it line up with like an erase face or something. We're not going to go for that. They have too big a turn here. Because this not a double hit. I don't think Briar Blitz is on Revel. Shouldn't be, at least because of how clunky it is. Okay. Cool. It's good to know. Alright. They've now got a yellow Belittle. Okay, so we know that they have a yellow Snatch and a red Snatch. So this is going to cover one of them. I guess this covers the other. It's not a super clean block. They did at this point search the red Minnowism, so their yellow Snatch now likely goes up to either 6 or they played on the red, which is 7. So we do want to keep this for those breakpoints now instead of block on the Belittle. Because we can use it in conjunction with armor for whatever they use the red Minnowism with. It's fine. Now, the blue pummel with Pack Hunt is definitely not worth the HP tank with how good their Sonata hit there. But we're already forced to keep one card in hand to swing the pummel. Okay, we actually like this. Because what we can do here, we know that they're going to follow with a red Snatch. So we can Fate Foreseen, get a bit of information on the top. Okay, it's a Fate. That's nice. We'll keep that on top. Now this gives us the option to sink the Reckless to actually reset the Fate in Arsenal instead of forcing ourselves to swing club, which I do prefer. It's only ever 6 for Snatch. Oh yeah, because they can't, you're right. They cannot buff the red Snatch. This is true. This is true. All right, so they're actually going to keep the red Snatch for Arsenal. Well, that's fine. Now we'll just return club, Arsenal the sink. Oof, still a massive turn by them. Still a massive turn. Oh, it's stuck. You normally just have to type something and it'll work itself out. Okay, they use Crown. This is actually kind of a big deal, because if we can set up now a pummel CNC turn, that would be massive. If they really sat Crown on this, they must really not enjoy one of the cards in their hand. It shouldn't be this card, because we know this is a red Snatch from Sonata. Wow, they don't want the red Snatch. Okay. Okay, I guess. Personal. Alright. They play another Sonata. Will they hit twice again? Gorgtome, Snatch, Plunder Run. Oh, great. They got another Snatch. It's fantastic. That's at least both Sonatas gone, so we don't have to worry about a double high roll out of this one, like the first one hit. Another red Minnowism gone. Okay, so they're actually burning their Minnowisms without necessarily searching them all through Belittle. Because that's both reds now gone. They've got one more yellow and more red Belittle themselves, but they can only pull the blue Minnows now. Which is actually lower value, because a lot of times Briar does want to search the red. It comes in for 6 now. We can go ahead block with those. We know the red Snatch is coming on this turn. Is it better Husk or Tunic? Yeah, they are for very different decks. This deck needs Tunic to enable like the CNC, the pummels, any of the 2 costs like the backgrounds plus the pummels. You need your blue pitch, and then you can use the Tunic floating to then go up to 2 and pummel on top of the 2 cost. If that curve didn't work in this deck, it would not be playable. So you definitely need Tunic for this. Plus Husk would just give you a lose condition. I mean, you wouldn't turn off Blood Debt in either way. Okay, so now this doesn't have Go again. They could Snaps it for sure. We're still going to sink here. No need to force the sink. If they do end up snapsing, like that's a word, we can just, I guess, push the E-Strike for 5 draw card and then just arsenal the new card. And at worst, just crown it out. I don't hate that. We could also just try to push the E-Strike out, find a resource card to pitch Romping Club. I don't hate that either. Oh, okay. It's not what happened. Not what happened. That's fine. So at this point, we can use the Tunic to just play out the Erase Face here. But then we're losing in Fate Foreseen and Arsenal to do it, and we're losing the Tunic resource, which could actually be relevant drawing into the Oasis. This is probably too greedy. I should have just kept the E-Strike. Should have just kept the E-Strike, because the draw card actually would have been Erase Face for Arsenal. But it's okay. So I can just Arsenal the Erase Face now then, and just try to draw into our Pummel hand next turn. That's okay. Which we don't do. So inefficient Tunic use then for quite a while now. Fun fact, the left leg of the Snatch guy is not a leg. Yeah, it's his coat. It's an interesting angle for sure. Because you can see in the background that it's just a normal market stall. Like the plane is very flat. It's, you know, it is normal. He is just somehow, you know, parkouring it a bit. Like running on a curb or something. They're playing this rounds on me. Oh, I don't hate that. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, I'm just going to block you out anyway on this kind of turn, so not a big deal. Here comes a Plunder Run. Was that from Arsenal? I already don't remember. Was that from Arsenal? I guess we'll find out right here. It was from Arsenal. Okay. So we're actually protected from like a Razor or a Lightning Press with That All You Got, which is nice. We do just want to return the Club Swing, so we can pretty safely block with... Oops, those are the wrong cards. We can pretty safely block with this plus Fate. There we go. That can go on the bottom. We don't need it. It's a 2-block anyway. We already have an Erase Face sitting right here. Cool. Here comes a Grasp. Yeah, actually, this is pretty scary. We didn't take any Null Rune. So them just leaking damage this way is pretty terrifying. Pretty terrifying. Yeah, yeah. And will That All You Got? Interesting. Okay, so we can actually go for Barraging Pack Hunt. And it will land, hopefully, relevant damage. Just coming in for 9. The full buff on the red is live. Obviously, this got -1 from the this rounds. But still. It is relevant damage. We do have to actually close out the game. We can't fatigue them because we will die to Grasp. That is the unfortunate truth of our situation. Oh man, still have not drawn a Pummel. Other than these first 2 that we saw, this is getting really rough. It's getting very, very rough. Do you think this deck will time out? No, because it's not actually trying to fatigue. You do actually end the game. You're just going to fatigue out Chane and Dash. Anything else you have to kill. The issue on this game has been we haven't had our Pummel turns, so, like, I'm not going to pretend taking damage to just swing club is going to do it for us. That won't. We need to take our damage to return our Pummel plays, which have just not been real yet. But now that they don't have Crown, we can dig a little bit for it this turn. We could Crown away the Erase Face, and That All You Got, and that'll show us 2 more cards to potentially have Pummel plus the blue on the CNC turn here. Could be cool. They haven't played any CMH yet, though, so we probably do just lose when that happens. Playing on a Force of Nature. They come in for 5. Okay, we are going to go ahead push right now. We're going to push the erase face out. We drew a blue pummel. It's functional, but it's pretty weak. It's functional, but it's pretty weak. This also is contingent on them not having like another must block type of card this turn. If it's just like a Rosetta, that all you got, perfect. That'd be best case scenario. Will it happen? Probably not. But if they just like grasp Rosetta us and Arsenal a card, fan-freaking-tastic, we're in. They play an Earthlore Surge out. Earthlore Surge out. And then a Belittle. Okay. Interesting, I guess. Interesting. I mean, we definitely don't have our... There's no reason to force the CNC with no Arsenal. It's not strong enough. So instead we can just block the full 6 HP wise here. Return club for 4. Arsenal, that all you got. For when they do swing with Rosetta. The other option is we do just eat this damage. The other option is we really do just eat this damage. Go to 3. Ugh, terrifying. No, we wouldn't go to 3. We would throw at least Scabskins there. Take 4. Go to 5. Throw back CNC plus Pummel for 8. They discard. We Arsenal, that all you got. They come back at us with a 3-card hand. But it gives us a chance to use Goliath. I don't know. This is also a very suspicious play. Almost like Stream Sniper-esque. Because why would they do this if Grasp Rosetta was 5 damage, 3 of it unblockable, and then they could just Arsenal the Belittle for next turn? Oh, it's Force of Nature. Oh, you're right, you're right. Thank you, thank you. It is a Force of Nature turn. I forgot about that. Okay, correct. Thank you. Forgot. They play Aether Ironweave. Okay, I see what's happening. And then it's the Rosetta. It's really not so bad, though. Like, we were prepared for this. And we can freely that all you got here because this is not the worst arsenal. It's not great. It's not the worst. It is what we will end up arsenaling, though. It was probably more valuable to maybe just block that and arsenal that all you got, though, in the end. This draw could have been a lot better for us, though, which would have made the previous one correct. I just can't believe we haven't had the Pummel turn line up yet. Like, that just needs to happen. Please. Please, please, please. Oh my gosh, even this hand won't do it. Craziness. Craziness. You know how many 2-costs we have? We've got the Swing Bigs, the Pack Hunts, the CNCs, the Erase Face, the Hungering Slaughter Beasts. Can't draw them in sequence, though. Rough. Well, to be fair, we did last turn. We did do it last turn, to be fair. It just didn't line up because it was CNC in particular. But a 3-card hand, them blocking with Swarming, I feel pretty good about. They are down quite a bit of threat. Like, I just don't know what happened to their CMH this game. I'm just not quite sure where it is. It's just a yellow Snatch, eh? Okay. Is it a Lightning Press? Honestly, if it's a Lightning Press, I could even Tunic for Unmovable. I feel like it's more of a Snapdragon's play. Maybe this was just wrong, though. It should have been the E-Strike block, right? Okay, okay. They don't buff it. That's fine. I'm thinking we keep the E-Strike to then just bottom the Unmovable, because it's not likely it's live this turn. They went tall last turn. This doesn't have Go again. So we can just block like this. It's actually slightly more beneficial. If we do it like this, they won't get their embodiment and we throw 7 back at them. The other option is we don't waste the armor. We just block like this and return 4. I think I like that bit better. It just needs to be about saving HP so that we can actually line up pummel. So unlikely, though. Oh, wow. We finally get Tunic next to an Oasis. Funny enough, that came up before a pummel curve did. Okay, so here's a CMH. How many attacks do they realistically have left, though? They've got no more Swarmings. They've got one more Yellow Belittle. They've got this Arcanic Crackle, I guess. They've got a CNC and an E-Strike. And that's most likely it. Oh, funny enough, this is coming in for 6, right? If we Oasis right now, it does eat the arcane damage. But then it still leaves 4 that we can then sink. Yeah, sure. Alright, so we will Oasis it. Sink it. Yeah, we've both had very strange draws. I just need to not get low enough that Grasp Rosetta just wins the game. Because this really should have been Nowhere in Gloves, but it's alright. Gain that resource. Thank you, thank you. Now we Oasis. And then we sink the pummel. Okay, please don't bug out. Yeah, thank you. There's the Arcanic Crackle. Jeez. What the heck? He just preemptively lightning pressed? I don't think they meant to preemptively lightning press, to be fair. So 2 damage prevention is still in the air from the Oasis. So this is realistically a 7, which we can block with the this round's plus sync. Ooh. Well, we can't do anything with that. Come on. We were 1 card off from swinging club there. And the damage is relevant. Like, we can just win through the Reckless. We just need our actual attacks to line up. They can't have anything else left. They have an E-Strike and a CNC and a Yellow Belittle. I'm pretty sure that's it. They play another CMH. Okay, I mean, that's fine. We will just dump our whole hand blocking. Luckily, these don't buff Rosetta. Thank goodness. Alright, there's the E-Strike. It's going to be go again. Oh, they chose draw a card? They chose draw a card? Oh, it had go again. Oh, from the embodiment anyway. Okay, yeah, yeah. I mean, the fortunate part is we could still just lose here. After all this. If that's a CNC, that's their last attack, is the CNC. Oh no, it could be the Yellow Belittle, right? It could be the Yellow Belittle into Rosetta. And we still die there. I'm hoping it's just Rosetta. Maybe they don't run double CNC. That could also be it. When did they have a chance to pitch? Oh. That is the first overload we've seen. Makes sense that they run it. Yeah, so we will just lose. That will just be game. Jeez, after all that. GG's. GG's. Wow. Ooh, we never had our curve line up the way we wanted. Very rough. Very rough. But they also didn't draw this until the very last game, or very last hands. So we can't really complain too much about that. How did they hide the overload? Did they pitch it at some point? I just didn't see. Crazy. GG's. Alright. Close one, though. Close. Control's so hard to play with damage ceilings like that. Well, we can manage it a lot better if we actually get to interact. We didn't ever have our interaction turns line up. They just didn't. Like competitive Blitz, yeah. But we should be able to actually interact with stuff like that quite a bit. We've got all the pummels, we've got the erase face, we've got the CNCs. We have a reckless threat eventually. So they can't just, you know, go to 1 or 2 in theory. We can also, if we're truly ahead, close on barragings, even versus aggro. But no, we had not a single hit effect turn lineup. Not a single one. They had E-Strike and Crown to hide 3 cards. This is true. Tunic, pitch, erase face to swing club that one turn. Instead of Arsenal, the erase face. Yep. That would have been a point of interaction. Erase face wasn't actually relevant, though. That wasn't a CMH turn or anything from them. So we would have just lost the extra defense reaction. We would have lost the erase face from Arsenal. And that still wouldn't have pushed them to lethal. Because they, at the end of the game, were at 8 there. So if they take that 6, they go to 2. We didn't have Reckless last stand anyway. Alright. Gosh, who even knows what's happening with Shiyana? I don't. But we're going in. So they can copy my hero effect, right? That's great. It's good for them. Good for them. Spark of Genius. I assume there's only the Tekla core they can pull, right? Was there something else? Oh, microprocessor. Whoa. Oh, man. That is quite the pull. Whoa. I enjoy seeing that. Holy moly. That's really cool. Okay, so most we want to try to do. Present the damage we can. This is potentially 6, whereas this is guaranteed 6. No real hit effect, but it lets us keep the barraging in deck for later. Okay, I'm fine with that. Very cool. I've never played against a Shiyana before. This will be very interesting. This is a deck, actually, that should pop off in Clash. It is a very real deck in Clash. You can play all these. I really want to see it. Just sneak through. Baby damage. It's not good damage. It's baby damage. They play Sigil anyway. It's okay. We're really not giving them any hero ability, though. It's kind of funny. In Clash, is Shiyana the deck any different than the Blitz deck? It can use the Majestics. It can use... Yeah, I mean, it can use all this. I mean, the equipment's different, right? But, no, I imagine Shiyana, like, actually gets to shine in Clash. Which is... If it's broken, then, you know, we'll have to look at it. But I mean, she's not broken in Blitz. So, I wouldn't think... I mean, in Clash, things are powered down, for sure. But I don't know. I don't know if she's busted. I haven't seen it yet. It'd be a nice discovery, though. She's actually got a format she's cracked in. Okay, so that whole hand, they just play a Talishar. Swing at us. Okay. Not much we can do with our hand, though. We actually... This is the kind of matchup where they probably don't do anything too special, so we can just pitch stack the barragings and win. So, in that case, I guess do we just use the unmovable here? So that we just pitch the barraging for Romping Club, put that next to our other barraging in deck? That's pretty boring. The other option would be put the immovable in Arsenal, because they can go pretty tall. Maybe that's better. So we'll just sink the barraging anyway. We're probably going to end up being like pretty card inefficient here. Okay, we can at least swing CNC, I guess. Or we keep the CNC, because they don't run Crown. So if we keep the CNC in Arsenal instead, then that's leading into our pummel draw next turn really nicely. But that means all we do this turn is a club swing. Nah, I really want to CNC the Command and Conquer. It's a little too good. And we will just dig a bit deeper for the pummels. In Clash, is she... Oh, that's the same question. Dice roll? No. This is definitely a matchup where I could probably afford to roll a 1 and be fine. But... Nah. Ooh, baby. Okay. Give us a pummel. Also, why didn't they do any of this last turn? Don't they just... There's no cost to it, right? Because last turn all they did was swing Talon Sharp, and I'm pretty sure they can do it. Like, they just gain an action point. Oh, but it doesn't have base go again. So, if they just, like, opt 1 or they draw or something, they still gain an action point, though. Okay. Oof. Don't draw a pummel again. Rough. Yeah, so you should just be using it every turn, because why wouldn't you? I mean, the third one is the worst one. For Shiyana specifically, but the other two are great. Okay. They are activating it this time. Good. I don't know which... Okay, so they opted. There we go. They play a Tekla core out. And do they really pass? Okay, well, now we're going to roll Scabbies. I don't care. If I roll a 1, so be it. But if you roll a 2, we can CNC... Okay, we rolled a 2. Unfortunate. We could have just CNC'd Romping Club. I mean, if they pass a turn, we might as well risk passing a turn. Okay, well, we'll just do this. Not great. I really want these attacks to line up with the pummel. But it's only the first one we're really expending from the deck, so we definitely have enough that all the others in theory could line up. I mean, the swing bigs with pummels, man, those are nasty. Come in for 12 off 3-card hand, plus discard effect. That one, that is definitely the most math breaker combo the deck can pull off. Dice roll double CNC next turn. Yeah, that also could have been it, right? I was thinking more so we CNC pack hunt. But yeah, depending on the first CNC block, could have then CNC'd again. But even pack hunt first into CNC, I think would have been pretty nuts. Alright, are they really letting it happen? Really? Okay, a lesson in lava gone. Okay. Oh, yes, here we go. This is what we want. We get to reset a new pummel in Arsenal. We still get to block 3. We get to land a CNC plus a red. Whew. That's going to be pretty backbreaking. This doesn't have go again, though, right? So when they play a Kano spell, it's mostly just for the cheese. Like, they would just play it late game to kill you because you don't have Arcane Barrier. Otherwise, when does this fit in? Like, how much of this deck can really have go again is the issue. Like, Soul Reaping against Prism gains go again. Against Bolton, gains go again. Oh, right, because it can search the next one. Yeah. Okay, makes sense. Cool. Oh, what is this, though? A Crippling Crush. Alright, good lord. 13 damage crippling. Well, okay. That's gonna be 5. I guess we don't really get our CNC hand here. We really wanted it. We'd have to also sack Crown, right? It'd be 7, 8, 9. Still getting crushed. So if this was a 3 block, we were safe. It is not, though. So we pretty much have to do... We'd have to also throw in Crown, only take 3, and then our return is just like CNC Arsenal the Red Pummel. I think that's okay. We're conceding that we won't actually get to CNC Pummel here. But I don't super mind. They did still reset Arsenal. No, I don't. These are fine. We'll keep it as is. Have it in Arsenal, then send sketch plan. That is a good point. Okay, so there's no reason to Goliath on the CNC because their Skullcap is live anyway. And I value the red pummel more than the CNC. Otherwise, you know, I could have just blocked with red pummel, swing yellow pummel with club. But the issue starts to become, this is like your cheeky ways to actually end the game, is the pummel damage on top. And red pummel there is, I mean, put it on the back of a swing big, it's insane, right? And actually, in this matchup as well, I'm pretty sure their Arclight gets significantly worse because you most of the time are just leading with your attack. If I went for like a big barraging play, that definitely gets hurt by it. But if you're just leading for like your swing big and then tunic pummel, they can't respond to Arclight with that. So you can definitely land damage. Catch them on some non-blocks perhaps. Because they've got some. They've got the processors, the cores, the Arclights. Thoughts on cycling red pummel? If you hit a blue, it's the nuts. If you hit a red, you get to Arsenal the red. That's actually super fair. That is super fair. Yep. Yeah, cycling the red pummel just for the chance that it could have been a blue. That's super fair. Yeah. Yeah, good point. Good point. Man, it's been a long time since I played this deck. Gotta get back on top. I used to be scared with this deck. I loved this deck so much. There was a mistake. Oh. Oh, we dropped for a second. I went back and watched our game. And I feel pretty bad about it now. It's not perfect play. As you just pointed out, I'm a human. I make mistakes. Okay, 5 dominate. But we have our tunic pummel. We can just get rid of this. I guess Arsenal blue pummel. They make a couple rune chants, not the biggest deal. Yep, it actually dropped for like 1 second, but it's back. No biggie. Oi. That is another 2 attack gone. So that's 3 gone. We still have the erase faces. We have 1 more swing big. A whole bunch of pummels live. And pummel, of course, becomes live on the Romping Club as the game goes on, which is pretty nice. Same curve of pitch a blue, use tunic, smack it. Oof. Demolition Crew. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, 2 or greater. I'd say most of these end up being 2 or greater, wouldn't you say? Crippling, Arknight, Soul Reaping. Okay, I get it. I get it. Here comes the Alpha. If they actually block the clean 8... Okay, they don't. I'm going to say, I don't know if they run defense reactions. We haven't seen them yet. I guess we haven't seen the defense reactions yet. If they're not running them, it was safe to use the blue instead and keep the red in Arsenal. But if they are running them and I use the blue here... Oh, blue unmovable? Okay. Wow. Blue unmovable from hand. So it should have been the blue. Because yes, they run defense reactions, but that's not the one I was expecting. Thanks for the quicken, says Henry. No problem. No problem. I'm sure this deck really wants a quicken, to be fair. There's no way they don't. This is fine. We have another pummel lining up. And we don't need to be super efficient on the tunic curve with it because they are not doing anything with their turn. Actually lines up pretty well because on a quicken, they definitely want to use it. It's something their deck doesn't normally get, right? So forcing a discard here and potentially... I mean, they have to respect it to some degree, because if it is a red pummel or a yellow pummel, they just die from no blocks. The blue won't do it. So they likely do have to commit some cards to defense, and then we are going to force the discard, so they either don't swing at all to keep the quicken, or they swing and just don't get the quicken value. Not so bad. Not so bad. They could have double processored there. Yes, that's true as well. Look, Z, you know the deck better than they do. Get behind it, good sir. Sure. We'll go over a tiny bit. Hit him with the discard. And it's an arc light. Whoa. Wow. Look at that. Fancy moves by our friend here. I'm enjoying this. Alright, microprocessor. This can't attack though, because they don't have Luminaris or Iris. But it is still annoying. We'll have to clear it. If we want to be super safe about it, then, you know, we just swing. If we want to be super dumb about it, we can scabs. Actually, this hand isn't good for scabs regardless, though, because we wouldn't be able to attack face. So, sure. We'll just push Intims to the bottom. I guess Arsenal, that all you got. Play out the sigil. Sure. What was our last pitch? It was barraging. Shiyana seems fun, but I don't know what the win condition is. I think they're also like a little bit concerned with that. I mean, you can see there's a lot of dominates, there's pummels, there's the extra dominate with Demolition Crew. There's the arcane damage in Lessons in Lava. So they've got to actually get one of those through, right? Like, it's all, in theory, unpreventable damage. That's what they're going for, I assume. Is one of those actually being enough to end the game. EU-friendly streams. Yes, Jotrick. Hello, hello. Yeah, that other time, the nighttime stream, I think I might 86 that. Might axe it. I just don't want to stream during the day on Tuesday because Team Covenant does amazing fab streams and I just watch them and I wouldn't want to compete with them anyway. Okay, here we go. Whoa, they are wasting the quicken though. Alright, so just one Intim comes through. 3 rune chance. There's a couple Intim targets I don't mind, of course, like the Reckless and the Oasis. And we will just cycle out that all you got anyway. So yeah, no reason to respond. Because no matter what, there's going to be 2 left that we can just block, and that's all you got with. The counters look all funky? What counters? Like the numbers? These? I'm just using Chrome. I'm a bit more zoomed in. You know, like you can zoom out like this. I prefer condensing it. My goodness, there's a lot of clicking. Okay, so they did Intim away the Reckless. So right now, we can block like this, get the that all you got out of there. We can E-strike for 7. Just Arsenal the Oasis, because it'll be live with Tunic next turn. Seems okay. We haven't spent a single barraging out of the deck, so it looks a little boring right now, but we have an uninteractable win con coming up. We do. The only thing they can really get out of it would be their Arclight Sentinel, which should be coming up before our barraging pitch stack, because we didn't perfectly pitch a barraging hand. We didn't. We have like 2, and then there's a bunch, and then 2. So we'll need to arsenal 1, draw into the next 2. And I think their Arclight came a bit before that, but if they keep it in arsenal, that's definitely good for them. But we have enough barraging that we can just set up the turn twice, because we haven't spent a single one. So yeah, Oasis and Arsenal. I mean, the other thing is just go again and then swing with it. Right now we've used swing big, pack hunt, CNC, CNC, erase face. So there's another erase face, another pack hunt for our pummels to be live with. That's not that many. I think I prefer the pressure here. We're gonna go with the go again. Go with the go again. Oh, it's this round's turn. Oh, this was a mistake then. Oops. Oh, come on. When they even play that card? What the heck? Didn't even notice. Alright, well, should have been a buff. Should have been a buff. Oh well. They aren't centered on my deck or graveyard. You mean just the circles? Yeah, I guess they're like a little bit off. It's okay. I don't mind it. All right. Henry. Let's end this game. The next barraging I see, I'm just going to arsenal it. And then we'll draw into our next barraging clump, and we should just end the game, which is likely what's happening in this hand exactly. What is it? It's the lesson in lava. Oh, wow. Okay, funny enough, if we had kept the Oasis and Arsenal there, it would have actually prevented unblockable damage. Okay, lesson learned. Well, we have just another bit of a push turn. We get to swing club, Arsenal red barraging. We know we have another double barraging coming up. So once we find that, it will be a win. Because we'll only ever waste one barraging. Likely they will have to respond with the Arclight on the first barraging just to begin with, if they're actually saving it for that turn. And then we'll just keep the rest of the barragings to just do it again. Oh, goodness gracious. Henri Canard. Canard means duck in French. Henri Canard. If he's even French. Okay, there goes another demolition crew. So he's just absolutely running out of win conditions here. I don't quite see it. But this is why Shiyana and Clash would be really cool, I think. Because all these strange synergies actually should come up. Should come up and feel more threatening than they do in Blitz. Oh, okay, so now Reckless is a win con as well. Okay. Well, now we have a guaranteed win just as soon as we find Reckless. Alright. Well, that makes the game way less exciting. I wanted to do the big barraging finish, but we won't get to. Canard is also an English term for wing configuration on planes. Interesting. I don't even know how to use that in a sentence. No, I wouldn't run Nourishing. Erase Face is actually like very relevant in Blitz. Hits Chane really hard, hits Dash really hard, hits Phi really hard, hits Iyslander really hard. It can hit Reinar as well with the barragings and blood rushes. Erase Face hits relevant decks enough in Blitz. Because you're not really trying to block with this. If it's the right card for the matchup, you will just use it in Arsenal, use it in conjunction with Pummel. Did they fuse this? They did fuse it with Frost Hex. Okay, nice. So That makes things a bit more awkward. It definitely does, because Sink Below would then cost us. Huh. Interesting. I can also probably take it and really not be too upset about it. But then what do I do with the whole hand? Not much. The whole hand would just be Erase Face Pummel. So I guess I do want to at least Sink Below. Or not Erase Face and actually Pummel. It would be pitching this way. I wouldn't be able to afford. Okay, so we can Sink Below, and I guess sink the Sigil. Even if we draw a blue, we're getting 1 Frostbite, so Erase Face Pummel doesn't work. But if it's a blue, we can at least threaten to end the game with Pummel on Romping Club. So we will do that. Because we know that they're going to be putting a Frost Hex in Arsenal, which is not super relevant. Okay, nice. Cool, so now we do legitimately get to threaten. Well, I should get a Frostbite here, shouldn't I? I'm supposed to, right? Because they fused it. I should have 1 Frostbite. Yeah. Alright, Jotrick, that's a bug. That's a bug. It was fused with Frost Hex, and I defended with a Sink Below, so I should have a Frostbite right now. Why not? Jotrick says no. It's whenever you activate something? No, that's the other effect. That's the if it hits a hero until the end of their turn, whenever they activate an ability, create a Frostbite. The other effect is if Endless Winter was fused, whenever the defending hero adds a defending card to the chain link, create a Frostbite. And I did defend with a card from hand, and they did fuse it. I should have a Frostbite. Alright, good. We're bug catching out here. We are bug catching. So I won't be sneaky about it, because without having a Frostbite, oh, I guess it's still coded to where the Tunic would give me a Frostbite, though. That's what Jotrick's saying. So we won't do that. But we can still do this. Oh, you know what? This actually doesn't even work, does it? Because the Tunic, like I just said, gives me a Frostbite, so even drawing the blue doesn't let us threaten Pummel on the Romping Club. That's okay. It's okay. They still have to block. They still have to respect it. Alright, well, that was a wonky turn. Oops. Microprocessor. Oh my goodness, this game is taking forever. Yeah, playing Control of Eye, you have to, like, legitimately need to play quickly. It's true. But there shouldn't be too many questions on your end. You either have, like, your Pummel plays, you have your good defending turns, you have the card you want for Arsenal, that's all you've got to do. All you really think about. Right now, we can... I really don't want to let this go. But we can just win through the Goliath pummeling the Erase Face. So we'll let it happen. They can't run Reckless. Oh, actually, they could have ALS right here. This is fair. Yep, there's the ALS. Alright, we can still win, actually. We can roll Scabs right here. If we do hit, then we can Romping Club the ALS. We're going to have fun with it. Come on. We rolled a 6. Wonderful. They play a Sigil. That's fine. Here we go. Finally the win. Sheesh. Took forever. Took forever. GG's. Oh yeah, that full block. There we go. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. What a game. What a game. That took forever. Although, to be fair, in the time constraints of Blitz, it was still viable. We didn't go overtime. Definitely took a long time just because of chatting and figuring out, you know, little game mechanics and all that. So I think in reality and paper, this would be a faster game. Maybe like 20 minutes. But, yeah, okay. That was that. Very interesting game. Thank you, Henry Kennard, for that. I'd never seen a Shiyana before. It was cool. It's new. 2-2. All right, there's not another competitive Blitz match. We'll start one. Getting worried though. Getting worried. I feel like if I had... Okay, this is good. I legitimately do want to get more of this in. I could look at one. Oh, yep, we can't sideboard. That's right. So we just go in like this. So since our win con is true fatigue, it's super boring, but you just end up doing this where you take double AB so that if they ever get to the point where, like, you know, they're going to pitch to Grasp and Rosetta anyway, you get to just block it out. It's pretty lame. It is pretty lame, but it's what you do. All right, we definitely want to get this out of here. We want to get the Blood Debt out of here. All right, what's up, Tinder? You're out. Legitimately. I really feel like I never say that word, but okay. Or do you just mean like legit? Okay, they block with a red. I'm fine with that. We'll go ahead and put the Oasis in Arsenal. Very good use next to our Tunic here. They open up with an Art of War. Really not that scary. They don't banish a Blood Debt card, and they didn't do it off of a 5-card hand with Arsenal. We will take that. The more cards they burn for the less damage is better for us. Much better. Here comes a Grasp. Not so bad. We do have a blue if we want to pitch in for Arcane and even use Oasis off that instead of the Tunic. Could be okay. This is going to come in for... I imagine this gave the +2. So it's 5, 6. It looks likely that they will swing Rosetta this turn, and if they don't, we can at least Oasis with the leftovers. So don't mind pitching into that. We don't need to cover up this effect fully, either. And we do want the Oasis to be live. So we can go ahead and take that. And then it is the Rosetta. Nice. So we actually get the full defense out of this. Oh, actually, guess we don't have to do it that way, do we? Our win con's true fatigue, so we'll just go ahead and pitch in that way. Block with a race face. Not leak anything. That's fine. This works out. Pass. Okay, we can sink the unmovable. That can be the one clunky bit. It's why I actually moved off of 2 unmovable. I liked it, but 2 of them in the same hand, especially even seeing just 1 against Chane on the right turn, or on the wrong turn rather, was just not good enough. We're also just short a blue, so we won't really get to soak into arcane damage this turn. We can save the Oasis anyway for our Tunic coming up. So it's just another block turn, nice and easy. The bug is fixed. Thank you, Jotrick. Easy peasy. Look at you go. Was that really a bug, or did you just think Endless Winter worked the other way? Be honest. Did you just not read the card? And it took Shiyana playing Endless Winter for Jotrick to realize what the card did. Not even an old him. Not even an old him. Should be coming in for 4. We're going to sink away the unmovable. Oh, no. That's for the sync effect. There we go. Red minnow, they're just burning through cards. This is good for us. So far their banish hasn't done anything yet. Comes in for 6 now. We can just go ahead, block. It's not a big deal. Cool. We have Tunic Oasis up, finally. Now, we never want to play this. We never want to get this in Graveyard because of the invert existence. So, even though we have Tunic, actually, we might end up pitching this. Or we could potentially end up arsenaling here, crown it away. That's also fine. It's because I added the trigger that happens when you declare all your blocks so people can answer with like an instant reinforced line before getting a frostbite. Adding the trigger, I forgot to take D-reacts in considerations. Oh, okay. Get it. Get it. There's another issue with Endless Winter now, Dihimono? Gosh. Not cool. What a broken card. No wonder Oldhim got hit with the nerfs. Card's busted. That was before, okay. Here comes the Shrill. Shrill, just making sure. Minnow will hit it. Howl will hit it. That's +6, 5. It's coming in for 11. Coming in for 11 with Go Again into their then Rosetta Swing. So this blue will pay for the Rosetta Arcane plus the Oasis. So we don't need a Tunic. So this 3 can target here. That brings it down to 8 left. We don't really care about it truly hitting though, so we can just block with these Arsenal the Fate Foreseen. Okay, that will work. That will work. The only things with true hit effects are the Shadow Puppetry, which looks like... I could have sworn... I thought they played it at some point. Or they must have played it... No, they played it on the Bounding Demagon, right? Yeah. We take the extra 2 here. Defense Reaction in Arsenal is the best counter we can get to when Chane has the most explosive draws. Yeah, so far, there was some other bug that we found. What was it? Man, there's been a lot of streams. I really feel like something else come up. My kids say goodnight to the guy who gave them Levia stickers. Oh! I'm glad they enjoy them. I actually lost... I mean, not to drag on about this FedEx story. All my merch stuff was in there. I only have very few stickers and pins left that I just had like floating around with my stuff. The majority, I took it all with me. So I'm glad you got some in hand before they pretty much disappeared off the face of the earth. Well done. Well done, Sam. Amulet of Ignition with Rock. That's what it was. Yes. That was recent, even. Okay, this had, what, a Mauvrion on it or something? No, it didn't. It was just Soul Shackled. But even so, this blocks cleanly. We have another blue anyway. So we can get rid of this one just for the good block. Waiting for the sleeves. They are en route. I ordered them from Dragon Shield, and unfortunately, when I wanted to order them, my financial situation was a lot better. But there were a lot of issues with the sleeve crafter, and it got delayed and delayed. I had to talk with their IT team, fix it, and this, that, whatever. It took like an extra 2.5 weeks. And I really didn't want to spend that much money on a sleeve order right now. It was awful. Might be in a little bit of credit card debt, not gonna lie. But it will be worth it in the end. Just, you know, all those plane tickets, all the hotel purchases, all that kind of hit at the same time, you know? They're going to Rosetta. Yeah, if we put this in Arsenal, it's not the biggest deal because we'll cycle it out with Crown. But even so, it's not like a sigil or a defense reaction, so we can put it on the bottom. You'd pay in advance? Yeah, but I don't really want to do that because what if something's wrong, right? What if something happens where all of a sudden the sleeves show up and the printing's bad or whatever and it just gets delayed and delayed? I don't want to do that. Oh, that didn't have Go Again. Oh, I'm bad. Oh, that's okay though. We get to Arsenal. That all you got. Fantastic. Fantastic. But we did waste an HP, essentially, because the Claw Swing does not matter here. Henry, the Shiyana list was just a test ice fusing that became possible after UPR. Oh, well, it worked. However, in chat right now, we caught one of the Talishar developers and fixed that bug, Henry. Don't worry about that Frostbite interaction. It's fixed. We got you. The list got better already. Shiyana is one of those heroes that just hits a different spot. You impressed all of us, for sure. And, tell you what, you port that build over to Clash, guaranteed you'll have more success. Clash, all that stuff's playable. Go for it. Go for it. I want to see it. I want to see Shiyana be a scary deck in Clash. Not a broken deck. Merci, Mr. Canard. Oh yeah, are you actually French? We weren't sure. Canard is a French word. Here comes the belittle. Cool. Oh, this matchup is so boring. So boring. As far as banishes go, they've hit 3 power cards, but they definitely played an Art of War. We haven't seen the other Art of War. They played a Shadow Puppetry. We haven't seen the other Shadow Puppetry. There's definitely a lot of gas still in the deck. But with where our life is at, with where our armor's at, I feel pretty good. This is the other beauty of having double AB, is Spellbound Creepers will never stick. Like, they won't actually get the Arcane through. Learned a bit of French and thought that Canard would sound like a nice surname for an alter ego. It does. It does. Duck is such a unique meat. You know? It's sometimes a poor people's meat. Sometimes it's just what you go out in the backyard and shoot. Sometimes it is, you know, raised to this juicy perfection foie gras, pulled right out of it, served in a nice French diner. It hits both types of people. The low and the high. I think your average, like, middle class person doesn't eat much duck. Like, I don't eat much duck. I've maybe had duck like once. But it's yeah. It's a unique meat. Okay. We already blocked the Arcane. The one issue we're looking at here, though, is if they do follow up with Rosetta, to pitch into the Rosetta would take Tunic plus Floating. Okay, no. So we're actually good. We are good. We'll use the Then All You Got. We are fine to still turn off Creepers this turn. Yes. Canard is duck. Canard is asshole. Careful with French. There's a place near me that makes the most amazing duck quesadillas. That's in Rochester, Robin? I gotta go. I love quesadillas. I mean, for the most part, I'm just a sucker for... Oh, and they closed the chain, actually, so we got the draw right now. Nice. I'm a sucker for most Mexican foods. A good quesadilla is definitely on that list. Okay, so right now, we don't even need to waste the Tunic. I guess we kind of will so that we can arsenal it and just get a free card later with Crown. Yeah, that's fine. Rosetta, we'll block with the Pummel. Boring, boring, just how it is. They come in with this. This we will end up eating. There's no hit effect on it anyway. Doesn't super matter. We're going to end up arsenaling the Reckless Swing, which will eventually be a new card with Crown of Providence anyway, or perhaps it wins us the game if we don't have to cycle out with Crown. But, you know, we're one turn away from basically winning, and we're at 13, so we feel pretty good. Duck confit is the best. What does that dish look like? What? Duck confit. Okay. That does look pretty good. How do you make it? Like, what do you put on the side? Looks like there's a lot of options. Little salad. Comes in for 7. Okay, okay. Has go again. They so far have a Riftbind that's playable. It has the Shadow Puppetry effect on it, so we do want to full block it. To not waste any block, we can just go Sync plus a Pack Hunt. Sure. And we can sync the Pummel out of here, because it is a 2-block. Cool. We draw into a 4-block. That's a +2 defense for the turn. We like that. Duck carnitas tacos. Nice. Yeah, not sure this chain can break 5. break 5 through. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. No, it's pretty much on lock here. We did. This is. I love when this happens though. They do have to banish some amount of power cards, and in this situation, they hit Double Revel. Good. Get that card out of here. I hate that card. Yeah, we can go ahead take the Rune Chant here. We can block 3. And then it's the Rosetta. Now, at this point... Yeah, I mean, we'll just waste the Fate Foreseen on it. It doesn't feel great. I don't know, we could also... No, there's no way we Crown Away, because that really opens up our hand to block even more than it should. So, that's alright. We will just block with the Fate Foreseen here. We just need to survive one more turn, basically, and we win. Look up Cassoulet. Oh, that kind of looks like a jambalaya. Maybe with more beans than rice? Yep. Oh, so it's like a... Yeah, it looks like a jambalaya, but with beans. That looks really good. Duck, sausage, white beans stew. Okay, yeah, white beans. Wow, yeah, that looks really good. Sounds really good. That can stay on top. It's a 3 block. It's fine. And there we go. Another pass while we wait for the Chane to deck out. This is his last turn. Or this is their last turn, rather. They definitely have set up... They've got Riftbind, Howl, Shadow, Mutated Mass. But our trick is that we can Crown Away the Reckless, and then that actually gives us 5 cards to truly block with. The one thing that hasn't lined up right is we don't have the Findel's Spring Tunic at 3. It's like the one thing that didn't line up. People are being nice here, but no, hopefully nobody asks you to look up something unsavory. Oh, you're right. I should open up a different window first, right? Gotta make sure Cassoulet does not mean something more dastardly. No, if anything, it's just making me really hungry. I just wrapped up eating my leftovers from last night, and it was also pretty good. Nothing too special, just creamy dill sauce with chicken, broccoli, potatoes. I just like quick meals. I like cooking, but I don't have a lot of patience. Haha, Space Moose. Okay, this is fine. It's a hit effect turn, so we can go ahead, cycle out right now. That Reckless Swing, and just give us more blocks. Nice. So, Crown right there. Unlocked an extra bit of block for us. Very cool, very cool. How big can they make the Mutated Mass? Already it's looking like a 4. It's looking like a 4. Likely will stay just at a 4. Because they'll probably... Are they running out of Go again? This had Go again, I imagine, because they banished something. What'd they banish? I guess I didn't even see what they banished. Where'd it go? Was it the Mutated? I thought they already banished that. Nope, okay. But this came from hand. Okay, so it doesn't have Go again. So we literally just do this. Pretty unexciting. Pretty unexciting. Sorry, opponent. We swung. Jesus, swang. We swung once with a Mandible Claw, and that is all we did this game. But if you can't punish Chane, then I don't want to play the deck, is the unfortunate truth. I want to just make Chanes cry. I really want them to think their deck is bad and never play it again. That's my goal here. Tiramisu, that one I know. You know why? Because when I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! All I played was the Madolche archetype. And Madolches are all based around these like French little pastry characters. And my god, they were fun. That was my favorite. It's like the most fun I've ever had playing a card game, was that deck. And I played Yu-Gi-Oh! For like 4 years, Pokemon for like 2 years. We've got Fab for now 1 year. I've never had more fun than playing Tiramisu, or Madolches. It had this amazing mechanic where you didn't target you actually just shuffled up to 2 cards on your opponent's board. And in Yu-Gi-Oh, everything had counters to like whether it was destroyed or whether it was targeted and this, that, whatever. And for some godforsaken reason, Tiramisu just got around all those effects and would just tilt people off the face of the earth because they just couldn't do anything. They've got this giant board, indestructible, takes no damage, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, all right, I'm going to, just fart around with my little, princess and putting people, and then shuffle your board and OTK you. God, it was good. God, it was good. I loved it. I loved it. Oh, sorry, opponent. Sorry, opponent. Not trying to stall you out here. Yeah, I mean, beyond that deck, I do not find Yu-Gi-Oh fun. But because that deck was so awkward for other people to play into, I really enjoyed it. Oh, and actually, we should have just tunicked for the one there so that we could keep a card to swing. Doesn't matter. This poor person can only now grasp Rosetta. They can only grasp Rosetta from here on out. Sure. We got him on lock. Wee-hoo! Okay, and at this point, now all we do is swing. Hey, they use Husk. Makes sense. Yeah, we arsenal this. Yes, 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 opponent. Okay, at this point, we want to keep those two. Yep, so we can just do this. We can block here. On my turn, we do this. 5, it's just going to be a slow burn. That's all we have to do. Yeah, skip Arsenal. We can't even pummel the claw. That is the one unfortunate part. But we'll put it in Arsenal for when it does come up. Does it mean that you'll drop Fab in 2 to 3 years? No. I mean, they were all phases of my life, right? Like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was high school and, like, middle school, junior high, high school. It was just what my friends were doing. And then Pokemon was COVID. I just wanted something to play with my +1, Woman Sant, and she legitimately liked Pokemon. It's the only card game that she's ever actually been into. So that was fun. And now we've got Fab. And Fab is for me. It's not for my friends. It's not for Woman Sant. I love Fab. I love Fab. Alright, so they don't even run invert existence, actually. So we can swing with these Hungering Slaughter Beasts just to accelerate the game. Alright, they die though. GG. GG's. But the other non-card game that I played and really thought I was going to play for the rest of my life was X-Wing. I played X-Wing all through college, and I freaking loved it. All through undergrad, grad school, played X-Wing for like 6 years. Loved that game. You can see some of my accolades in that game on YouTube. Ethan Van Sant, X-Wing. Oh wow, now if you search my name, this is the most popular one. Crazy. Where's X-Wing in this lineup? Come on. But yeah, there's some great games. This is probably my favorite game I've ever played. This one was freaking awesome. In X-Wing, I definitely just made up my own list as well. That was kind of the beauty of X-Wing, though, is you could just play what you love, and if you played it really well, there were a lot of moments for skill expression in this game. There was a lot of dice, but at the end of the day, it really came down to so many micro decisions in list building, in gameplay. I loved this game, but COVID really killed it in my area. And then I moved, and now no one plays it here anyway. So Fab has been nice. Fab has been quite nice. That's an upgraded triple Inquisitor list. Yeah. Oh, well, if anyone knows the game, I was so proud of this list. I made top 8 at whatever this event was. St. Louis Grand Championship. I made top 8 at Nationals one time. But this tournament in particular was lots and lots of fun. Because I just broke out the gate with this just really value-driven, like generic list. This is an unnamed TIE Defender, unnamed, Pilot Skill 1, just like a dinky little dude with a jamming beam because it was a free upgrade. This unnamed Inquisitor with concussion missiles, unnamed Inquisitor with homing missiles, and then just a generic Omicron group pilot carrying Director Krennic. It was a very vanilla list. I even upgraded the shuttle. You see that? I was actually using Krennic's shuttle. I got a custom model made for it. Always got to bling out the stuff, you know? But this list was just beefy as could be. It was so cool. So cool. The dice were pretty consistent because I spent the money to upgrade, or spent the points in your list to actually bring missiles instead of their base cannons. And they were just very hard to hit. Empire, for most of their ships, had like high defense value, so you could just take out a ship on the first pass and then kind of fly around and just turtle up, while your opponent tried to go for easy points by chasing your shuttle. But your shuttle had at least a rear gun, and then you could circle back and pick them off as they killed it. It was such a good list. I loved it. And then I lost in top 8 to just the most insane dice variance you've ever seen. It was awful. I was not happy at the end of that. Like, it was quite literally, I'm going to throw 16 dice in this turn and roll 1 hit. That hurt. That definitely hurt. And that was with mods. That was like with target locks, with focus. It was insane. I've never had a first pass go that poorly. So yeah, my time just ran out at that event. It was really rough. Big return on Keyforge. So I have 2 card games to play then. Pietro, we can't lose you to Keyforge. Come on. You're doing so well in Fab, and you're a Levia stan. So of course that means we gotta keep you dear and near and dear. Robin, you got your girlfriend in card games with Pokemon, and then we got into Fab. She plays Fab? Amazing. Gotta bring her around. Crackapacka. That's an upgraded Triple Inquisitor. Okay, so we're caught up on the chat. Alright, this day is not great for the wins. And, honestly, those Blitz wins are pretty boring. You just don't get to be the proactive player, right? You just do not. You are the reactive player. And most of your win cons end up being that kind of play. You know, like if you're against an Oldhim, just stack your Intims. Block them out until then. If you're against Briar, try to line up your hits. If you're against Dash, fatigue them. Chane, fatigue them. Any other mid-range, just go for your value club plan. It's not that interesting. Why don't you play Prism? I absolutely hate Prism. I just really don't ever want to touch that hero. It's personal choice. She's the villain. She is the villain. You want to read the lore about Solana? She is just a fanatic trying to convert people to this sun god. I mean, that's no bueno. Come on. Give people free will. At least on the side of the Demonastery, it's all just for the sake of experimentation and knowledge. And, you know, sometimes they make some mistakes and release the Blasphemfet Horde, but, you know, they're just people with a purpose. I've been teaching my wife using Clash. That is awesome, Slimy. I really think introductory-wise, it is perfect, right? Okay. Let's play a Levia game, though. CC game. More interesting. More high-octane. Free will to get infested by demons. Hey, it's alright. I think it was a slight upgrade. I mean, she went from a poor servant girl to now wielding, you know, most of the command of Blasphemfet's army in one hand. Pretty cool. Now, does she really have free will? We're not entirely sure. I don't even know if she speaks after she's been converted. I feel like when I read her lore, that was like a strange point of contention. Like, does she really... Is she even Levia? Like, is anything of her older self left over? I mean, apart from her curiosity, because she has the whole story about, like, tearing through this Demonastery greenhouse, and, I mean, she's led by curiosity. So I guess that human trait remained. But beyond that, I've, like, no idea. Watch your gameplay against Pablo and Queen. Congrats, you're the god. No, that game was just dirt. That was luck. That was just dirty, dirty luck. Any game where you discard a Beast Within should be a win, but if you discard double Beast Within, like, that's just, it's yours to lose. The game is telling you you win, and if you mess that up, that's on you. Actually, we don't want these. We want to take out the Reckless and the Savage Feast. The Savage Feast is pretty good. I'll leave the Reckless in because it's a blue. We can take out... Oof, what can we even take out? I don't want to run it at 62, but the list is so juicy, as is. I think we can hit one yellow Slaughter Beast, one yellow Graveling should be fine. And we will go second. Have you tried that KO build from Team Covenant yesterday? No, I didn't get to watch that. I was a little bit busy yesterday. I started with their stream when they were playing Rhinar, and Steven was like, can I not play against Oldhim? And then that's about when I tuned out. I didn't get to watch much more than that. She will make some voice sounds like what's left of her humanity, right? Does she? I don't remember. I don't remember in her lore. When I got the lore book, I was so excited because I wanted to read more about Levia, but she's actually not in it. They mention the Demonastery, but it's like, it's barely, because Viscera is not even in the lore book. It's really just the Welcome to Wrath heroes. So it was unfortunate. Okay, so we leak a damage. If they really followed up with like a Wounding Bowl, man, that is rough. Wow, that is rough. Oh my goodness. All right. Cool, we are eating this damage. Normally you draw like one non-block. You draw just about one. In this hand we drew 3. Okay. Okay. We drew 3. That's all right. I mean, in general, Iyslander is actually not favored here, so I don't think if they have a hand like this and they know that they can push at least 4/7, that's 2 breakpoints. So if I have even 2 non-blocks, it lands enough damage for them that it's probably worth it. Because they do need little edges like that. However, in this case, they landed a lot more damage, so it definitely was very good for them to have it work out that way. And then we even drew a hand that is not necessarily live. I mean, I guess we'll find out. I don't want to lose the Doomsday. I'd rather lose the Dread Screamer, but, you know, ideally we don't discard either. Okay, this is fine. This is quite okay. Because right now the Iyslander list are not all of them are pure arcane. The pure arcane version is a bit tougher to play into because you don't get your free graveyard fill. But this version in general doesn't mind one way or another because of the draw discard effects. So this version in particular should be more okay, whether the Iyslander is attacking or not. A more like mid-range Levia really either needs to find recursion early, or they need the Iyslander to trigger some discard effects for them to really ramp up. But this version doesn't care. Alright, how you blocking? How you blocking? Yeah, because even just off the back of this turn, we are going to end up with 5 cards in graveyard. Pretty good. 5 cards in graveyard. That is pretty healthy. Okay, and nice for us. We don't need to worry about banishing anything on our end. I don't mind discarding pretty much any card here other than a Blood Rush, but seeing Wild Ride is a little painful because it would have chained our Go Again hands nicely. Granted, we drew resource cards, which maybe we didn't, so could have been okay. Actually, to see it go. We even leave 1 floating so we can soak in. Any reason apart from sentiment that you play Levia, not Rhinar? Yeah, Hungering Slaughterbeast and Soul Harvest. Those cards are only playable in Levia, and they're a lot better than anything else you'd really put in. Soul Harvest is just another blue 6, so it's a popper. It's a blue 6 you're pitching into your deck naturally next to like a Reckless Swing anyway. The Hungering Slaughterbeast is the most damage you can put in your blue slot as a 2-cost pummel target. I was running it in red. However, because of the Chane matchup and how popular it is in CC, I don't run it in red anymore. I moved it to blue because it's a huge liability in the Chane matchup if they run Invert Existence. But still, in blue, it is the most damage you can get from a pummel target in that slot. Okay, they come in for 5. With the way the damage is trading, it's very greedy to take it, lose the Beast Within, and try to make this hand better. Because we could also just take it, discard the Swing Big, guaranteed return like the Slaughter Beast, I guess. Or not the Slaughter Beast. We'd return the Swing Big, Arsenal the Endless Maw. Just discard the Slaughter Beast, guaranteed return 8. Whereas if we take it, discard this, it's potentially like 1 or 2 life we're losing to draw maybe just a blue, which would enable the Endless Maw, which is 1 more damage than Swing Big. So yeah, no reason to do the Beast Within here. No reason. We really want the Endless Maw in Arsenal because I'm not entirely sold whether double Mandible Claw Nullrune Gloves is better into Iyslander or if it's Claw Lantern Goliath. But I personally have been preferring this because if you go for double Claw, it is just that much more vulnerable to a little bit of attacks on the Iyslander side from just stopping your Blood Rush turn. Because Claw is a lot to pay into. It's a lot to pay into. So if you make your Blood Rushes just Claw plus attack, you don't have to feel so bad if you miss resources, and you pretty much can play through anything tax-wise, like even a Channel Lake. The one super blowout is Channel the Bleak Expanse, or like Hypothermia. Those suck, of course. Those definitely suck. Okay, so we have a Blood Rush hand here. They fused a Cold Snap. They fused a Cold Snap, so we can't just do like Tunic for Blood Rush because they'll respond. So we will want to keep the yellow, discard a card. It doesn't really matter which one these are because we're going to end up discarding both, so we'll just sack Savage Feast. Man, taking that much damage turn 1 really hurt though. Really, really hurt. Yeah, because we actually do have to pay to not let this freeze is the other issue. So we're really hoping, you know, we draw blues here. I will pay. We need this turn to be Claw Endless, because we know that's not a Hypothermia. I will pay. Alright. Draw me a blue and a yellow. Draw me a blue and a yellow, please. Yellow and a yellow won't do it. That is rough. Oh, wait. I'm bad, aren't I? Hold up a second. Wait, that would have cost 3? Oh, no, we couldn't do it. Never mind. I'm wrong. I was thinking Tunic actually made that work for us. It doesn't. Because we need 6 resources. We only have 5 to work with. Okay, well, we need to start looking for a huge swing off the back of Goliath Hooves here. They're keeping a lot of cards. It's very scary. Okay, this is actually the kind of hand where Hooves Goliath is strong. because we can get off Boneyard, swing big. Oh, they swing a Wounded Bull. Hey, good afternoon. Hey, James. They swing a Wounded Bull. Yikes. I really want to pretend that we're safe to block here and here. Because we have Tunic to play for, you know, 1 Frostbite's worth of disruption when we go for the Boneyard Hooves play. We get 1 resource to pay through the Frostbite. That's what we have to do. We need to present lethal first, of course. And 10 is not really enough for them to Stormstrider's lethal on top. Sure, we can keep this one on top. Okay. And this is still awfully scary. Definitely still scary. Channel's really big here, completely stops everything. A lot can go wrong. But we ate 8 damage on turn 0 because we just had 3 non-blocks in hand. So, in reality, we should be 6 life healthier in a normal game. Oh, it's Ice Eternal. Yep, that's another one. That would do it. Yeah, CLF, Ice Eternal, Arctic Incarceration. All those definitely mess this up. Yeah, it's an attack Iyslander. Yep, it's an attack Iyslander that swung Scar for Scar into E-Strike when we had 3 non-blocks in hand. And so we ate 8 damage that we couldn't block. That's really abnormal. Like, even against Phi, I'll go second because you assume like 1 non-block. So, you know, if they get like 3 damage ahead of you, it's fine. Because you're still throwing the first massive presentation of damage. We have 3. There that goes. Iyslander. That's a new one. I've heard Bulllander for the most part. Bulllander. Lock with Coronet. Okay. They're at 7, we're at 9, but they have Stormstriders. We know we're drawing an Endless Maw, which is a very good 2-card hand. And we drew a blue next to it. That's nice. It's good to know. Comes in for 9. All they'd have to do is block with 1 card, so we do want a Goliath. We will try. Here comes this. Comes in for 2. Go ahead and gain the resource. Yes. We only have 1 more resource to play with on defense. This card's not great in Arsenal. Alright, comes in for 11 though. Maybe there's a world where we catch them on like a bad Arsenal hand, and then they just don't draw into a damage spell that's relevant with Stormstriders next turn, and we find like a Blood Rush. Maybe that's it. But trying to come back from an 8 life deficit. Turn 0. That's tough. That's more value than Husk. Which is truly something that you could run in this matchup. If Iyslander is more and more the Bulllander version, then you could just run Husk. Like, Tunic is useful to counter frostbites here and there, but you don't need it. You just need to accept that sometimes your turn's a bit clunkier because you're having to hold cards to pitch into the attack instead of Arcane or something like that. The other option would be just don't run AB2, just run AB1. So that on versus Aether Ice Vein specifically, you could pitch a blue to pay for it and the discard trigger. And then that way you at least get Crown. The issue is, like, if it's Arcane Iyslander, I mean, what do? You just don't, you don't know. You don't know. They went to 1. Okay, we drew a Dominate. We actually could win. We could win. We could win here if this Dominate hits and we're able to survive their attack. So we actually want to lead with pitching the... Oh man, the issue though, if it misses, right? If it misses, this is just game over regardless to Blood Debt. Rough. I mean, we do have to go for it. We do have to go for it. The super greedy play is to pulping, discard the Wrecker first, that we know that we leave 1 floating. Because if we Blood Rush, I mean, obviously that's awful because we need to Art of War first. Then our hand is like completely cleared out for them to kill us. So, here it goes. That's all we got. See if we win or not. See if we win or not. At least if they respond this way, we can go ahead and pitch all this in right now. And then it's just up to what our top deck is. Polar Blast. That's fine. Okay. We can protect 5 HP. We can protect 5 HP. We just need the Dominate to land. No, I'm not paying. Oh, you know what? If I paid with the Art of War... Ooh, shoot. Hold on. Actually, if I pay on the Art of War, I lose 1 potential life that I'm saving, right? Their turn, most likely, is going to be... Their turn, most likely, is 3 damage from the Waning Moon, plus, like, 5 from the Storm Striders. Right? 8? We just need to be able to soak 2. We'd be able to soak... Gosh, I don't know. That's hard. I think I do want to pay for it. Hold up. I think I will pay for it. We will pay for it. Because if they just don't have that much damage... Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that. And I guess we'll find out. Woo! You were the Chane versus Lexi opponent? Sorry you drew the no arrow behind. Oh, it's all good, Adam. I was just trying Lexi. I mean, I don't enjoy Ranger for that exact issue of if you just draw a dud hand, then why wasn't I just playing Levia? Because if I'm trying to escape this idea of like a dud hand losing me the game, then why go to Ranger from Levia? Right. Okay, nice, we did it. We should win here. We should win here. Because even if they like sink below Fate Foreseen plus Tunic, that's 1, and we win. I think we did it. I think we did it. This is lucky too, having a blue. I was hoping we'd at least end up with a yellow, because then we can survive the amount of damage they're about to throw. Unless it's like an Ice Eternal, right? I guess that is worst case. If it's an Ice Eternal, it will be too much damage. Okay, GG. Sheesh! Nuts game. Their only out was Oasis. That list doesn't run Oasis. The full like bull attack Iyslander doesn't run it, which is nice. It's good to know. Wow, all right. Even with an 8 life deficit, we did pull that off. Cool. Cool. All right, we can play another one then. Ah, Levia. Love you too much. Spheros. Hi. I've played against this guy before. I think he's in the chat sometimes. Or I think they're in the chat. So Bravo is very aggro. Regardless that he's aggro, we could still add the deep root. It's not the biggest deal. I think as a little protection, in case they pivot to a fatigue strat, I will add the one deep-rooted evil. I'll add the deep-rooted evil over the Deadwood. They're both non-blocks anyway. Okay. And I will go first. I do not want to get cheesed with the Dominate. This matchup's already tight as is. Is Iyslander actually gaining traction as viable thing, or is it just a big mind game since you don't know which deck they're playing? That's a hard call. I think it legitimately is good, right? It's now won Nationals. It won the Blitz event. Oh, thank you, Sam. Good luck with my Fab Tour. Hey, we'll have fun at least. Hopefully no travel crises like normal. Okay. If I swing Mandible Claw, I'd be pushing 2 reds to the bottom to keep a Dread Screamer in Arsenal, holding a Rouse, which is a blue. There's no graveyard fill with this kind of hand, though. Unfortunately, like, I don't even hate just playing out a Rouse for 0 if it fills graveyard. Yep. We'll get rid of some of these reds. Oh, we even leak a damage? I'm fine with that. Put this here. Okay. They start with their own Rouse. That's alright. This kind of hand, pretty much all we can do is play out the Deep-Rooted Evil. Bit of a shame, because this will kick off a bit of Blood Debt. Not great. Not great. Yeah, this is a big turn on their end. Oh, wait, honestly, hold up. I actually should have blocked better. I didn't even realize it was a pummel. Okay. Well, we wasted life. We did waste some life there. Wow, I actually wonder. It is super, super preemptive. But if we did fill Graveyard to 3 with our equipment, we could get off Dread Screamer into the Deep-Rooted, get that loop going already. We'd be down really strong equipment block, though. This is fine. I mean, this is not really fine. It's bad. I didn't even see it was pummel. I thought a Nothos would be 6. And in the off chance it was like a 7 attack follow-up, I kept that to prevent the crush. That is not what happened. At least now we can push these to the bottom. Sure, why not? They give us 6. This hand's pretty good. Of course, they end up with a Spinal here. This hand definitely gets less good now. So, in the end, it'll just be a pulping, probably claw turn. Man, Spinal. Spinal, Spinal, Spinal. I don't want to give up the equipment just for this, though. All this unlocks is an extra 3 damage with the pulping, but we're really behind from that early turn, so we will do it. We could even luck... Oh, we drew Eye of Ophidia and discarded Eye of Ophidia. Okay, well, never mind. Nothing was worth it this turn. Nothing was worth it this turn. Oh, but they went ahead and let us have go again. Okay. And the inverse was we discard Pulping, we keep Eye of Ophidia, and we get double Claw Swing in. That would have felt pretty good. Swing a Nothos here. Make a Seismic. Yeah, they've got good room to do this because we're so behind. But we can just Dread Screamer, Savage Feast for 6 damage turn, Arsenal, whatever we draw. Or for a 12 damage turn. Discarding the Boneyard. A little unfortunate because the card's so good. But it digs us closer to having a Blood Rush. That Pulping didn't have Go again. It did. Okay. It did. It's up to you to give it Go again or not. It's not dependent on the discard. Alright. We just want the dig, the dig, the dig. We don't get much room. Ooh, they block the crippling. Nice. We don't get much room to play our Blood Rushes and Art of Wars and get ahead on damage. So we do want to find those cards like right now. Oh, nice. Found a Blood Rush. Arsenal. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Now they play a CNC. Oof. Well, we won't get to have a Blood Rush turn, but it's not the worst. We're just returning our own two card hand for 6. Pretty much one of our worst rates, but at least we got to protect Blood Rush without sacking equipment for it. We're starting to make the game a bit more even. That was just a complete throw. We wasted 2 HP, realistically. Oh my god. Oh my god, deck, what is this hand? What is this hand? Holy mother. Well, we do need to force dig with this. This really sucks. I have to sack our Carrion Husk for this, just to protect what might not be a good play. We don't know if it'll be a good play. We're definitely gonna, you know, Art of War, pitch, Blood Rush, draw. We'll have another Art of War to maybe salvage this. Sheesh. This is a hand. Okay. Alright. We Art of War again. We say go again, banish. Of course we drew all reds through all of that. What the heck? We really drew nothing but all reds through that. That's crazy. That is crazy. Wow. Yeah, even drawing, you know, one resource card here, the hand becomes playable. We just Graveling Deep-Rooted instead. Well. We will force the Blood Rush then. Even if it doesn't end up being Claws, we really just want it to be like Graveling into Deep-Rooted or something. At this point, we have a lot of misses. 1, 2, 3, 4 misses. There's going to be a 5th with Blood Rush, so Endless Maw can go. We draw those yellows. Well, the most damage we can do is just Graveling then. Not bad. Not great, but not really what we wanted out of that turn. Sheesh. Not good. The only good news about that turn is Sephoros didn't have anything worth keeping. That's the only good news about that turn. But we just sent another Blood Rush to the bottom. There's only one more Blood Rush here. Only one more Art of War here. Terrifying, honestly. Okay, this is a go again hand though. We don't need to worry about breakpoints anymore for Husk. So we can let stuff like this through pretty happily. We basically get one more window. We discarded Dread Screamer. Okay. Well, our hand didn't have a way to really turn off Gogan anyway. We had to get a little hopeful about it. It didn't happen. Hitting Beast Within, of course, would have been insane. But this is still an above rate turn. We take a bit of Blood Debt. Sheesh. At least the Blood Debt's low. Imagine how bad this would have been if it was high. Oh my gosh. Doomsday? Good find here. Very good find here. Considering that they have an Anothos with Tear Asunder. Why does that combo exist? No idea. No idea in the world why that combo exists. So the best we can do is just try to pretend we turn off Blood Debt with the Deadwood here. Would have been great if the Doomsday was actually live, but it's not. So this is the best we can do. It does hit. It hits a Beast Within, actually, so we get to Arsenal the Swing Big. That's kind of funky. So we'll just clear a miss then. Get rid of a miss. Since Blood Debt was already off. Goodness gracious. What a draw sequence. Really, the game really tried to make us lose with that. And it's still not looking good. They pitched a Crippling Crush really early. They blocked the Crippling Crush really early. But still, that third Crippling Crush, if we can't present lethal, they'll just keep it and we lose. That is unfortunately the way this matchup works. We had a couple things not go our way, like on the pulping discard, and then we also blundered turn 1 on the block because they pitched pummel, and I just didn't look. So if we lose by like 2 HP, it's my bad. Because the 2 HP difference was I'd block with Mark the Beast, but then I would take 1 extra Blood Debt. Oh, actually, you know what? I would have taken Blood Debt again from that Mark the Beast. So at this point, it was only a 1 HP difference to block with it or not. Okay. So it doesn't actually look that bad in the end. Still bad. 1 HP is 1 HP. But it would have put our Blood Debt at 4 for that last turn. Arsenal the Swing Big is pretty nice. Pretty nice, pretty nice. We can block 6, which a 3-card hand here can't be crippling, so that's nice to know. We can turn off Blood Debt with the Blue Dread Screamer, thank goodness. I mean, at least we hope we can, right? There is 1, 2, 3, 4 misses in here. If it hits, it hits. What can you do? Full disclosure, says Sephoros. What's up? This will be the greediest I will ever be. Okay. Heaving a Pulverize. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's not what I expected out of this turn. Well, we have to try to punish this. We legitimately have to try to punish this. If all we do is swing big right here, it's not enough, right? Because they can just block with the equipment, and we pull no cards from hand, and he just swings Pulverize. So we have to hit Scabs so that we can swing big deeper. Otherwise, this game is looking toast. We only rolled a 2. Unfortunate. So we do what we can. We do what we can. Okay, they even had an extra card to block with, so actually hitting Scabs wouldn't even be the game. It'd be big, but it wouldn't be the game. Okay, and there comes a Dominate, and we don't have a Go Again in hand. So this is really bad for us. That actually should have been a Reckless Swing in Arsenal. I should have kept the Reckless over the Wrecker. I was thinking no matter what it is, we will probably end up crowning it. But just to keep options open, yeah, that should have been Reckless. So the most damage we can do returning is going to be Hungering Slaughter Beast for 3. It's going to be the best we can do. It has Dominate. So we will have to throw that in. Okay, and we will cycle out the Wrecker. Yeah, actually, Reckless would have been even better here because it was actually playable through the Dominate. Funny enough. But yes, let's cycle out the Wrecker. Oh, not bad. This is actually quite a good draw. This is quite a good draw. So this will come in for 0. Wait. Wait, it comes in for 0, so it's not worth it. Wait, so legitimately what we need to do is roll Scabs again. Because we're just not in a spot to win if all we do is... Oh, well, no, okay. It swings 0, but then this swings the full 7. So in that scenario, sure. Sure. Pushing to 7 means they need to block with 1 real card. That's not that much of a push, though. 1 real card, they still go to 4. Oh, or rather, they go to 1, but they know my Reckless is at the bottom. Whereas if I roll Scabs and hit, then my turn can be 2 into 7, which at that point demands 2 cards. And if we get them on a 2-card lock, then the most they can really do is a Nothos, and we can outvalue that. Huh. Alright, I think we have to go for it. Roll to 2. Nope. So then this is our play. Oh, I should have closed the chain as well. Alright, they block with 2 real cards. That's their 3rd Crippling Crush. Lucky for us, yeah, it's not playable for them. Whoa. This is actually a huge deal. That's a huge deal for us. Holy freaking moly. We still need to, you know, pray for a lot of other things going... Okay, well, that's going to be it. Enjoy. Can't turn off Blood Debt with those draws. Nice. Cool. That was the game. GG. And there we go. Can't turn off Blood Debt. Well, 1 HP was not the difference in the end. The Mark of the Beast block was not the difference. But even so, God, some of the draws there, just awful. It's a very tight matchup. Very, very tight matchup. The 2 times we actually tried to roll Scabs, it didn't work either. Now, we're lucky we didn't get a 1. But if even one of those hit, we'd be in a much different spot. Alright, GG. I'm actually, if he wants to replay that, I'm down. Or did they leave already? Rematch? I think since it's their lobby, they have to do it, maybe? Yes. Let's do it. Yeah, I do want to try this one more time here. The Deep-Rooted was never actually playable because they are very aggro. So I think we'll just leave it as is. Leave it as is. The difference would have been if we had Deadwood instead of the Deep-Rooted on that Rouse hand, then Rouse was actually playable. So that was our bad then, actually citing that in. I still would prefer to go first in this. Reckless would win? Kind of. I mean, it would have changed things, because if we had Reckless in Arsenal, then we didn't actually get to make our play to present 7. All we would have done was present 3. So that's a difference already. Why not Gauntlets over Iron Rot? Because 1 life prevents a hit effect in this matchup. And the hit effect is worth more than just what the 1 life is on paper. The Graveling Growler. The Graveling Growls. These things. Graveling Growls. I replace Grave Crawlers for Fighting Spirit. Nah, that is not good for Levi's curve at all. We can get greedy. Play out the Art of War now. Or we can just play the Wrecker out now, pitch the Art of War, end up with either one of these in Arsenal. Neither's that bad, and this fills our graveyard +2. That is the better discard. I would prefer the Dread Screamer. And they full block. A red pummel's gone. I like that. Sand's not good. It's not good, but what we could do to force it to be playable is crown away the Dread, make Rouse playable into then Mark, reset Arsenal. That's not that bad. What it would mean, though, is we sack all of our equipment right now. Actually, that doesn't even protect us because that's only 5 block, so the crush would still go through. So that can't be worth it. So we will just do this, save our HP, return 6. Not great. And these Mark of the Beast are really not meant to be played. They're meant to be discarded, but it's just how we're drawing it. Okay, early crippling. Early crippling into what we can play is actually pretty okay with us. Because not only are we preventing the crippling hit to stop blood debt, we legitimately have a good return as well. So we are going to want to block 8. We only take 3. No crush. It's a very early use, but we're about to have quite a monster return. Very good draws here. Very good draws. Yeah, this is pretty nuts. We actually get the Dread Screamer off. Pretty insane. Now, it is scary. We have only 1 card in our discard pile here. And we did just put Doomsday at the bottom. That is definitely a little terrifying, for sure. Looks like we can still turn off Blood Debt potentially with the Recromp discarding Beast Within. That could work. It could work. We can at least still return 6, take 7. Or we can roll Scabs to really kind of make it work in our favor. If we hit, then we can swing Claw and then Recromp to discard Beast Within. Turn off Blood Debt, Arsenal what we draw. I think I'm okay just doing it this way. Oh, we missed the Beast Within discard. That is unfortunate. Definitely unfortunate. We're going to be taking 7. This in Arsenal is something we have to crown out. The other big difference would have been if we discarded the Boneyard and kept the Graveling instead, right? It's actually 1 more damage and it doesn't clear Graveyard that way. Rock Levia a thing. I don't think it workshops you are the Proter. No, Rock Levia just unfortunately would not make sense. Because she already has a weapon that's getting that kind of value in Hexagore, right? And still that is just a bit too much. A bit too much to add to what she needs to do every turn cycle. Turn off her Blood Debt. Worry about Hexagore. Rock is just adding to that issue. The cool stuff would be like you get to add some shadow cards. Like if you just took out all the Blood Debt, you get to add like Shadow Puppetry to maybe force some kind of cool Rock turn. But for the most part, Rhinar just makes more sense with Rock, for sure. 3, 4. Okay, so we can prevent the Terror Sunder if we really care about it. Get the Beast Within out. So that we can Dread Screamer, Mark the Beast. Fill the Graveyard with those. Man, it really just opens us up to any other hit effect that they have. Other option being we let this 7 go through. We then discard, you know, like here and here. Just return 6 again. Their 2-card hand 7, discard 2. Our 2-card hand 6. Actually want to try, let's try the Greedy Lines this game. I'm interested. Okay. We will roll Scabs here as well. We rolled a 6. Cool. So in that case, we actually... Oh, well, we can't swing everything, right? I'll keep the Mark of the Beast in Arsenal then. We'll just get the extra Mandible. So we just need like 1 more big push turn, and they actually just won't be able to keep another hit effect anyway. Could end up working out. It could. A 3-card hand could be a... Oh, but they don't have Seismic, so a 3-card hand couldn't just be a Naked Crippling. It could be a Spinal Crush. We don't really care too much about a Spinal Crush. Oh, it's a Terror Sunder again. Oh, how lovely. How lovely. Our opponent's 2-card hands are the best they can possibly be. Oops, sorry, not block. We unfortunately have to eat the 7, and then we end up discarding Boneyard and Swing Big. Although, to be fair, if we Arsenal the Boneyard instead of the Endless Maw, then we have better protection against when they potentially hit us with a Crippling. The card we keep will turn off Boneyard Marauder, just because it can be any pitch color, whereas it would have to be blue for Endless Maw. So I think we'll actually Arsenal the Boneyard instead. Yeah. It's better protection from where we are at in this game. Man, Terrace Under is just nuts. Nuts. What's going on here? Okay, here goes. Very, very rough. Ideally, we had a blue in that, or a blue in that hand, so we could actually just return the Endless Maw for 9, keep the Mark the Beast in Arsenal. So really bad 2 turn cycles for us. We tried for the greedy payoff, and it was okay. I mean, we sacked all of our equipment for a 12 damage return, put him to 11, got a new Arsenal card, which was decent. But then our follow-up into that really could not match his Terrace Under. That's 2 really good Terrace Under turns. Okay. It is a choke slam. They can't gain attack. Wow. Of course that comes up on a Blood Rush turn. Jesus. Jesus. Why? Well, we can't play our Blood Rush. We are happy we put our Boneyard Marauder here, though, because, like I was saying about having all red hands, at least this comes up. Oh. Crippling wasn't playable? That's hard to believe. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so lucky for us. Holy moly. They triple drew reds on a double seismic turn. Wow. Very, very lucky. Now we should win. Now we should win. Shouldn't be much of a question anymore. If we want to get super safe about it, we actually Art of War first before Blood Rush, just to make sure Blood Debt's turned off. But then if we draw non-6s, it's obviously more of an issue. Our Blood Debt is at 11 though, so you know, turning it off is definitely a high priority right now. I think we will say yep. Oh, oops, did I hit +1 or did I hit +1 or go again? That should have been, oops, that should have been go again. That's rough. That's okay, I guess. What does it say what I clicked? It says +1. Oh, okay. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. At least Blood Debt is off. This comes in for 9 now. It really should have been go again, though. I can't ask to redo now, because it is actually new information. I see the hand. You could pretend and roll Scabbies as if that does anything here. Also really hope with the Wild Ride. Could really pretend that that works out. It is likely the next card is a 6. Maybe hit that. Go that route for then another Claw follow-up. Arsenal Blood Rush for next turn. Or just 9 right now. Alright, it's got to be this. Rough. Looking forward to seeing you in Columbus. We'll actually have to get some games. Oh, Sam, hell yeah. Sounds good, my friend. Are you actually going to play in Columbus or are you going to sell? I'd hope you play. I would hope you get to play. There's going to be a lot of good games. A lot of good games to be had. Ooh. They went to 5. We can't protect this Wild Ride. But what we can do is opt with the Eye of Ophidia to make sure we're finding something that turns off Blood Debt. So we will just have to end up letting it go like this. Oh, yikes. Actually, we don't even see a way to turn off Blood Debt, so we really have to gamble now. Put both on the bottom. Oh, game. You love me, don't you? Deck, you love me. You love me, deck. You love me, you love me. This is twice now on a Blood Rush. We just lose. To be fair, there was a mistake made. Yep, and here we go. It is over. Four-card dig. Can't turn off Blood Debt. Alright, over. GG's. Oh, man. Very annoying. We should win those games. You know, actually, the armor block on the Terra Sunder only felt okay because we got lucky on their Seismic Surge turn with Crippling. They had 3 reds. That's the only reason that felt okay, because that was definitely a super greedy play to use everything that early. But it still really felt like we could win until we misclicked on the Art of War turn. It just felt a little unfair to ask for a take back because at that point we'd actually seen cards. So that feels like a little sketchy. But we also could have just pitched the Art of War 2 Blood Rush. And from what we drew, the issue would have remained the same. We couldn't necessarily turn off Blood Debt with that hand. Because what did we draw? Eye of Ophidia and Swing Big. And we had a Wild Ride and Arsenal. So, same deal. If we had pitched the Art of War and then we discarded the Hungering Slaughter Beast, we would have taken Blood Debt that turn. So we did have to Art of War. We did have to do that. But it should have just been a go again turn. So that we could swing big into Claw, at least. Oh well. No, Elmac, listen, I just explained that. I'm sure it's probably behind on the stream. But no, if I pitch Art of War, then I don't guaranteed turn off Blood Debt, which is the other issue. Then you should pitch Blood into the Art of War. No, because in all reality, I was pretty hopeful that Blood Rush was still playable after Art of War. The deck barely runs any non-6s. Like, the non-6 base is mostly the blues. You know, like, there'd be another Blood Rush draw, which of course would be bad. Another Art of War draw would be fine. We'd just cycle some more. The only non-6s are quite literally like Doomsday, Reckless, Eye of Ophidia, and Rouse. Other than that, right? And we hit the Eye of Ophidia in that hand. So pitching the Blood Rush for Art of War is just giving up way too much damage. Way too much damage. We could have also just YOLO'd the Blood Rush. If it discarded the Beast Within, we're in. But, not going to let the game hang on that 50-50. Although, probably would have been better at that point. Because we already tried to avoid another 50-50 by not playing the Blood Rush to begin with, because it could have discarded Hungering Slaughter Beast. So, avoid one 50-50, but it was probably worth going for the second one, since we'd actually got ourselves stuck so badly. Okay. On this rare occasion, you wish you were on Rhinar instead. Oh, no. 0%. You kidding me? 0%. Most of this deck is not Rhinar playable. I mean, any of the Dread Screamers. The Gravelings are actually what cursed us, both games. I mean, if I only was playing for Blood Rush, sure, play Rhinar. But the deck goes above and beyond that. Gauntlet game was crazy. You were smacking. Hey, when you discard Beast Within, that's just what happens. There was a time in that game as well. We could have discarded Beast Within. It would have been nuts. If that happens, you should not lose that game. This card is just insane. Insane. If you could go into every game knowing that you draw discard Beast Within, you probably, you know, increase your win percent by like 20%. Easy. Easy. Because freely replaces itself and turns off Blood Debt. So good. So good. Ophidia ruining them games. Well, it was just a non-6. Not so much Iva Ophidia. Just any non-6. Like if this is another Reckless, like a lot of people, if they don't own I, they just toss in like another Reckless. But you can't actually add any more blue 6s. You know, it's maxed out on Soul Harvest, Wrecker, Deadwood. So this blue slot just cannot be a 6. And it didn't matter if it was an attack there either, actually. Because there was no other way to cycle out with like a second Art of War. But that's it. That's the day. Yeah, so it's actually past 4, so I do need to head off now. But that was the day. Really like playing against Bravo. Just wish we would have pulled at least one of those home. They both ended the exact same way. Blood Rush drawing into Gravelings that are unplayable. Unfortunate. But that'll be it, folks. I'll catch you back tomorrow. And then starts the long week of heading to Columbus, Denver, Worlds, Philly. So tomorrow's like the last true grind day before in-person play picks up. So look forward to that, and I'll see you guys.